Hey, Neil Patterson here. For only $5 a month, you can be supporting your boy, me. If you enjoy my stupid videos, if you enjoy my little comedy skits, if you enjoy my podcast, this is the best way. For only $5 a month. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Neil P. Neil P. Thank you in advance for getting me through 2021 and beyond. Love you, love you. Okay, I'm here with Brooks. Allison, aka Boy Brooks, who is meme fucking lord, and who I'm a huge fan of. And I'm stoked because generally I have to bother people to be on my fucking podcast, but Brooks asked me to be on this podcast, which is
admittedly.
like, it's super cool though, because like. It's fucking annoying, dude, when you have a podcast, because everyone has a podcast now. Everyone is like, yeah, dude, and they're fucking bothering people all the time, and especially people who have some sort of like notoriety on the internet or whatever, and it sucks being in that position, which is funny because you DM me and you said, I don't want to come off as thirsty. But what's funny is your platform is substantially, as far as numbers are concerned, is larger than mine. So like, I'm stoked. And here, let me. I gotta get rid of this window here. Okay, I got rid of this stupid window.
It is, bro. It is.
It is, bro.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna have that attitude all day.
Wait.
Yeah.
What is this?
You're lucky.
What is this fucking noise that keeps going beep beep? Hold on, dude. Okay, there, it's gone. Fuck! Ah! Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry. I have like freakouts. Okay, and let's go to how.
Dude, I have freakouts too.
Yeah, I have freakouts. So let's go how you and I connected. Well, there was a while there. I had this buddy from Ohio, and his name's Matt, and he would send me these videos of you from the interweb, and he'd be like, "Hey, bro, is this you?" Ha ha ha. Because we got
That's so funny.
We got the frosted tips. I guess we have a similar facial structure, and there was a time where I was rocking a stash for a minute, and I was like, yo, like this guy kind of looks like me, but he's on that like mono neon like remix tip, and I assume you're a fan of mono, right?
Definitely, yeah. Back in like 2017, 2018 or something, I saw mono neon stuff for the first time. I was like, yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, and it was never like a goal to make stuff like that or like, but then I kind of hit a stride doing that stuff and was like, oh, this is cool. This could be like a thing that I do.
Yeah, because what I noticed about his remixes is that he had a really good way of finding the tones of people's voices and then voicing those on the bass, which is like something otherworldly to me, because I kind of just fake it as a musician. Like I can do some stuff well, but finding vocal tones in people's speech patterns, like that's intense.
Yeah, it takes a long time. It's a lot of like sitting and going through. I mean, I'm sure there's AI or some sort of like plugins that could help you like detect pitch someone talking, but I like to just listen through note, like, word syllable by syllable and see how they work as notes. It's very cool. But yeah, it's definitely time consuming, definitely like holy shit. Sometimes they're just psychotic. Like the really fast speaking ones that I like doing. Sometimes I'm just like, this is insane. Why am I doing this with my day?
So are you going through essentially you find something that's like semi-viral, kind of like meme worthy. Yeah. Usually it's someone talking and, but you go through like the speech pattern, like not syllable by syllable, but you go like kind of like chunk by chunk. You go through it.
Yes. That's true. Yeah, I do. I like to do one of the videos that like blew up was the Dick Doc on TikTok. This guy,
so good.
Edward Zimmer. I think Edward Zimmerman's his name. Some Zimmerman.
How do I make my penis longer? That's a tough one. Think about it. After you've gone through puberty, your arms don't get any longer. Your legs don't get any longer. And your penis doesn't get any longer. You can do things to make it appear longer for a period of time. You can put him in a penis pump that's going to stretch him so he appears longer and fully engorged. You can do something called jilking, which hangs weight off of him, appears to have him stretch a little bit. You can eliminate the fat at the base of the penis, which makes the penis appear longer, but the actual anatomic distance from the very base to the very tip, it's still the same.
Yeah, he talks about like how do I make my penis longer?
Yeah.
And like just the way that he talks was so perfectly like chunk that I think it seemed like people really were like, I like this chunk. I like this chunk.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a cool way to, I don't know, make music that people like in like just little bursts of like psycho rhythms. Cause like, I'm just like playing random drum stuff over their words first. And then I go back and like learn the pitch. But, yeah, some people don't like it, but the people that do, it's very cool.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah, and back to my story. So this dude was sending me. Yeah, I'm really out of it right now. I'm like a heavy caffeine addict. I'm a heavy caffeine addict, and I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning because I have sleep problems.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, if everything's disjointed, just bear with me. But I really appreciate you being on here. And back to my story.
Absolutely. Yes.
Dude kept sending me fucking memes of you doing remixes, and just I kind of looked alike, and I was like, yeah. So I saw a bunch of your shit, but I didn't really follow you on TikTok. I just was like aware of you, and then all of a sudden, I was freaking out in my van one morning, and I was just some dude posted some shit about how being in a band is not the best way to make a living, which. He's my friend now. I interviewed him on my podcast.
I know. I thought I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. And Adam Johnson, and he was totally right. It's not the best way to make a living. And we could go into that, but I don't know if I feel like talking about money. But
no, I think you've said all that needs to be said, and I know your rant by heart.
Yeah, of course you do, because you went through my speech pattern in chunks, and you did a remix of my fucking rant. And to me, like, dude, I had the Chocolate Rain guy fucking say something on one of my TikToks. I had the Verve pipe like 30 of my TikToks in one day, and I'm from Michigan, so like, yo, the Verve pipe, like that was huge for me. But dude, like out of all that shit, I know the work that was involved in you remixing my stupid rant, and it fucking goes hard. So
it goes hard, yeah.
So to me, like, and I'm not just. You know, to me, out of all the shit, all the weird TikTok interaction that I've had with people, that was like, to me, the most heartwarming because not only was I a fan of you, but then all of a sudden, here's this like this visceral, ripping like addition to my insanity.
Right.
And I was just stoked, dude. Being in a band is not a great way to make a living, but you know what? You should do it anyway. You should drive around the country. You should sleep in fucking Walmarts, and you should eat fucking garbage, and you should play music with your friends, and you should die doing it, because there's fucking some things worth living for, and one of them is playing music with your friends, and driving, and eating, and dying. So,
my pleasure, man.
So to have you on here and have you ask me to be on here, like, I'm just stoked, dude. I'm like, my brain doesn't work very well. I'm on drugs.
Yeah, I get
for
it.
it.
Sure.
But I'm kind of shaking a little bit, but I'm good. Like this is my normal operating thing. So, but yeah, I just want to get all that out of the way. It's an honor.
Yeah, man.
And maybe I'll splice in some of your videos as we're talking here. But
okay, sure.
But the shit that you do rhythmically, and that's what I want to get into, because speech patterns aren't 4/4. Speech patterns are
they're not.
Never. They're little bursts. Yeah. And so when you remix my shit, you had to. So what you do is you're saying you use like a MIDI controller to play drums to the.
Yeah.
Okay, go into that.
Program drums. Yeah, I'll program drums. I've done one like how-to video, like following my process from like start to finish, kind of. But like I don't have the setup like to optimize that. It was like glitching out and stuff. But there's one there. There's a remix that I did of this guy who similarly is ranting in his car about someone that he saw. It's this guy, Celtic Jumper. You may have seen him. He's like this big, tatted up, like hunk, like dude.
Yes.
Who like, he loves horror. He has a great TikTok. Like shout out to his name's Kyle Sullivan, I think. Anyway, he I did a breakdown video of how I made it. He's talking about like how he tried to compliment someone on their pants and it backfired. It was a funny like rant similar to yours.
Okay.
So I did like a video on how to do that. It's on my page if you want to watch it. But yeah, so I'll go in and like yours, for example, is like being in a band is not a great way to make a living. So that's like, so that was just, that's kind of 4. That was kind of in 4. So like,
good.
Yeah. But yeah, so I'll go in and just like, a lot of times I'll try and like do kick and snare, only kick and snare really. I hardly ever use toms or anything because they're like, the tone of the tom is usually off. You know what I mean? The pitch.
Like it competes with the vocal pitch kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's mostly, if you really listen, it's mostly kick and snare and a hi-hat, and then started to incorporate China's and because those hit so hard, like China and crash and open hi-hat. But yeah, so I'll go in and then in chunks, I'll make a rhythm, and I try and make it as like, I don't know. I kind of want to like, it's definitely like mathy and trip and insane, but I do try and make it like trick people into thinking it's regular at times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can hear that a snare is probably too early if you listen, but like, I like to, I don't know. I think you know what I'm saying. I like to try and make it listenable at times for like a regular TikTok user, I guess I should say.
Yeah, well, I feel like you find hooks in the speech patterns, and then a lot of times you'll repeat the hooks, like the Uncut Jams one, like it has a hook at the end that you repeat, and that's when you get into you're establishing an actual groove. Is when you remix the hook with your groove. So like, so you find something that works, and then you can like repeat it, kind of like copy paste it style. And
I like to do copy paste style, and I'm completely off the grid when I'm working, so it's really hard. But it's fun.
Yeah, because how could you be on the fucking grid when there's no tempo?
yeah, there's no tempo.
Would you consider yourself Ye's muse?
Yeah, a little, maybe.
What is muse?
I mean, I was Josh Safdie's muse when he wrote Uncut Jams.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. Know what I mean? Like things like that. Know what I mean? Like things like that.
Yeah. So
I feel like Mono Neon, not for the most part, but perhaps he does that too, where he'll like find a groove. Like he'll be just playing, and then all of a sudden it turns into like the coolest sounding groove. I actually haven't done the looped groove stuff in a while, but the last 2 I've done, I did like a Euphoria one and then the Uncut Jams one.
Yeah, dude, Euphoria season 2, episode 7 premieres tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Are you an actual fan of the show?
I am.
Okay, yeah.
Big fan.
When was this? Right after New Year's. You dumb fucking bitch. I'm gonna fuck you, dumb fucking bitch. I'm gonna fuck you, dumb fucking bitch. I'm gonna fuck you. Fucking run away from me, you stupid bitch.
It gives me anxiety, dude.
It does, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like
my girlfriend, she doesn't suffer from any sort of mental instability whatsoever. She's like,
oh wow,
she's like normal, and it's wild because we're watching the show and she's just like, oh snap, and I'm just sitting here like I'm like literally chewing on my fucking fingers because I'm like, this is like Nate's argument with his dad triggers so much of my childhood, especially because I was like,
really,
I was football guy, like I was trying to prove to my father that I could like exist in this world of toxic masculinity that he wanted me to exist in.
Yeah, man. Not
to totally delineate, but here I am delineating. And
let's go there. Who gives a fuck about my stupid remixes?
so when Nate is having the argument with his dad, and then his dad actually pins him down, and then Nate starts smashing his head against the floor.
Are we in season 1 here, or was this season
2?
Okay,
this is season 2.
All run together. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it like the way we consume content these days, I feel like sometimes it's really hard to, you know, just to be like, oh, that was season 2, episode 5. But the way my brain compartmentalizes things, like I keep spreadsheets of all my tour dates, and I've been keeping them for like over a decade. And the way I actually remember my life is based on this compartmentalization of tour dates. And so I can literally look at a photo and be like, that was on that tour, and that was the spring of 2012. And then people are like,
that's dope.
People are like, you're fucking crazy. And I'm just like, no, that's just like how my brain operates. And so and so I left a comment on your Euphoria TikTok, and I was like, dude, season 2, episode 5 was a doozy. Because it was.
It was.
Because Rue was running, and she was running slow. She wasn't running fast. I mean, she was, when you're detoxing from fucking opiates, you're all fucked up. So, like, how did she manage to get away from so many people trying to detain her while shitting her brains out? It's gripping television.
Gripping television. That was a beautiful episode. And it was like vignette after vignette of like, I don't know. It all kind of feels like a music video, But that one felt like, a bunch of different music videos happening. I mean, that episode was like, God, her performance in that was just like, she's gonna, I don't know if she's been nominated for like an Emmy or whatever for this yet, but I feel like she definitely will, especially after that episode.
I think season 1 snatched a bunch of Emmys, but I don't know if Zendaya got any like trophies or whatnot. But what's crazy is I was watching, because I did a deep dive. I went on YouTube and I was watching a bunch of interviews with her. And
I do that all the time.
And and she's like, she's straight up sober. Like she doesn't party and has never partied, and she's been in the entertainment industry since she was a child, and is just like, I don't do drugs, I haven't experimented, yada yada. So for her to pull off, because like I've been in bands with opiate addicts, and I've seen it firsthand, and for her to pull off like that, just being a fucking drug addict and the gripping realism of it all. And I know a lot of it is biographical, because the writer of the show, what the fuck is that dude's name?
Sam Levinson, I guess.
Barry Levinson's son. I don't know if you know.
Yes.
Little fun fact.
I did. Come on.
But apparently it's all like autobiographical, except he just, replaced it with a diverse cast of human beings, as opposed to having it be like, he said he didn't want to have just straight white guy being him.
Right.
So enter Zendaya, who doesn't do drugs and is like, plays the most believable drug addict I think has ever been depicted on television.
Oh man, it's so good.
And the fact that it's even television fucks me up. Think about that. Like, how old are you?
33.
Okay, I just turned 41, which is fucking nuts. But I remember.
Happy birthday. When was your birthday?
February 2nd. So.
Oh, dude, happy birthday. Happy belated, barely.
I'm alive.
Yeah,
dude. But what's crazy to me is I grew up when it was like In Living Color, and it was, Peg Bundy and stuff, and every like Friends.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. Peg Bundy, I'm not sure.
Married with Children with Al Bundy, Peg Bundy. It was on Fox. It was like controversial back in the 90s. And it was all just set pieces. So television, the difference between television.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, the difference between television and movies is that television was all like set pieces, and movies had different locations. But now, I mean, just the cinematography in Euphoria is it makes you
unreal.
It makes you feel like you're fucking on drugs.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. It all looks like someone's like last known photograph. If
Oh wow, that's really well put. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're looking at something that seems like way far off in the distance, and the lighting and the mood is all. It looks like everything. There's like moisture in the air, and everything is kind of fuzzed out in a way where it feels surreal. Yeah,
it's very like. The first episode of this new season, they did those, like, I've said vignette before, but they really were kind of just like those like spotlight. Remember that? There was just like a spotlight and then like a slow motion, people looking, and then another spotlight. It was just like, and they do that at the very end of the episode, like inside Euphoria. Have you watched those?
Are those like the bonus episodes?
I don't know if you would call them that. I haven't seen those. If that's what you mean, are you talking about like the Rue and the Jules episodes? I haven't seen those.
I love that. We went from being like, "Hey, remix," and tell me about how you put drums to people talking to like, "Have you seen the bonus episodes?"
Yeah.
But this is important.
It's in the ether.
This is important.
Who would we be if we're not talking about it? The end of each episode, like the very, very end, after the next week, I was like next week on Euphoria, which I always skip. I don't like seeing those. I don't like that. That's a spoiler to me. But at the end, it's like inside the episode, and then they kind of talk about the episode or whatever. But they also talk about like the choices in lighting and shooting and stuff like that. It's very cool.
Okay, I have to go and watch all of those now.
Yes, yeah. First episode, second, season 2, episode 1 is very cool because at the party they were doing a bunch of cool lighting tricks and shit, and they talk about it.
Yeah, and the characters are so well developed, and the show is so engrossing and brings you into the world in a way where you don't really notice how beautiful every single shot is. And And once I got into cameras last year during the pandemic is when I first bought this thing. And
it's lovely, man. You have a lovely camera setup there. What is that?
This right here is a Sony A6400 with a Sigma 16 millimeter lens. And the lens is a low light lens, so it's perfect for streaming because you can really open up the aperture all the way. And because it's kind of dark in this room. But since it's a low light lens and you can open up that aperture and let the light in, let very little light in, but it senses it. So it's like, it gives it this. And then I put a little color correction on OBS. You can actually like color correct. You can do a lot with OBS. Like you can record audio. You can put all sorts of like weird overlays and shit. It's, what does OBS stand for? It's Open Broadcaster System or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Syndrome.
Yeah. He's got that OBS. But let's. Okay, so my girlfriend and I just moved back to Michigan a year ago, and we were living in LA. And she's taking classes at UCB and stuff. So I know.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So not only are you a meme lord and you're a band dude, but you do comedy stuff. Like, and is it just improv? Because I see you do skits and video content as well. Do you consider yourself a thespian? Like let's divulge into this. I want to know.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I would consider myself like an actor, comedian, thespian. I used to do UCB stuff. I was like on an improv team there before it closed.
Wasn't there one in Manhattan?
Yeah, there was one in Manhattan. There was like a training center, and then there were a couple theater locations. One of them closed while I was still doing it, and then pandemic hit, and that unfortunately closed the other one. But yeah, so I was doing like improv there, but I always did music too. And then it just kind of like, it's just been a 8-year, 10-year, whatever, I guess arguably lifelong blending of music and comedy for me. And comedy being like, I've just gotten more into like writing, and obviously like making videos is writing, but like, sitting down at a computer at a coffee shop and like I'm getting more into that. And I have a manager now.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was, I was on. So yeah, I was on Jimmy Fallon. I was like,
I saw that.
Oh, you did see that? Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Go into that. And then look, first of all, go into that. But second of all, I got a lot of green room questions about that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I want to know. I want to know like what was catering like. But here, you first.
Oh, it was trash. But okay.
It fucking sucks.
It was fine. So I got invited to submit for this thing. Okay, so I should say, if you watch the segment, they're just like they sell it as two members of the audience. We polled our audience and asked if anyone were musicians.
You
which
were
is
plant. You were planted.
Robert Planted.
You were Robert Planted. No. You were Greta Van Fleeted into the studio.
Oh my God, my favorite band, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yours?
No, they're fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in reality, I submitted for this thing. I know some of the writers, they like suggested me, and I submitted and I got it, which was very cool. I didn't expect to get it because I had submitted for it before like half a year earlier and nothing happened. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I was about to leave for this last leg of a tour that I did back in November with Manchester Orchestra and a band called Foxing that's from St. Louis. And then I played bass for a band called Slothrust.
Yeah, I want to talk about that
which
too.
I know you know, but yeah.
We have so much to discuss.
So much to get into. I'm too much of a hyphenate of a guy. This is gonna be a really long episode. I do too much.
No, this is good. I will have a cutoff point at some point, but I will let you know when that is. But so, like, let's just roll. Let's just fucking go.
Yeah. Fallon. Okay.
Fallon.
So then, they were like, yeah. I had to submit, and then I got it. But like, I had just landed in Nashville for this tour, and then I was like, "Oh shit, I got this thing." So I need to like adjust my travel plans. So I had to fly back. It actually ended up working out no different than before. I just had to switch my flight. So I flew back from after this leg of tour. That was like a fucking incredible. Like, we started in Louisville. I forget where we played in Kentucky, but it was like Mercury Ballroom, I think is what it was called. That was a beautiful theater. And then we played at the Ryman in fucking Nashville. That was insane because that's like a historic theater.
So Slothrust was support for Manchester Orchestra on this run?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then we played Alabama Theater, and then we ended the whole thing in Atlanta at the Fox Theater. And these are just like, this is my first tour back as a musician. I got hired to play bass for Slothrust in the summer for this tour. And I was just like, what a cool way to come back. Because these are like the biggest theaters, not to like, flex, but I was just like, holy shit, it was beautiful. It was awesome.
And was the catering better on tour than it was at Fallon is the question.
Fallon had like the boxed waters.
Whack, dude.
Always good. Yeah. But Fallon, I got like a water bottle and a notebook. Anyway, God, yeah, man, I'm divulging
Lame.
too. So So then I had to fly back after these like beautiful theaters, whatever. And then I got to Fallon at like noon. I'd be there at noon, I think 12:30 maybe. But yeah, and then the writers came to the room that I was in, gave me a title of a song, and they were like, okay, you have 1 hour to write this song. And the title they gave me is Stuck. I have it framed up on my wall. But it was Stuck in an Elevator with Ed Sheeran. I like laughed. I thought that was a really funny prompt. So then I like wrote a song, and then it was like a little segment that they did on the show where they brought out two people, me being one of them. And we both played our respective songs, and then the audience would cheer based on whatever. And I fucking won, dude.
Yes.
I got in an elevator and was headed for the 6th floor. There was a big crash and the elevator worked no more. I started to panic, turned around, there was a red-headed man. Little did I know that I was stuck in an elevator with Ed Sheeran. He told me I looked perfect tonight. I said, now's not the time. He said, no, that's just a line from one of my songs called Perfect. I said, yeah, I know the song. I hear it all the time, especially while driving. But right now all I care about is surviving this elevator thing. He said, yeah, that was dumb. I said, don't worry about it. And the doors opened.
Give it up for Brooks Allison right there. That was awesome.
It was like very fucking cool. I mean, just the coolest.
Okay, so it wasn't rehearsed. Like the actual audience's reaction was genuine.
Genuine.
Okay, so they genuinely chose your piece.
They genuinely chose my piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Because we ran through it like, I don't know if I played the entire song, but like we ran through it like a rehearsal. But Fallon wasn't there. It was like stand-in. the roots weren't there. Like the audience it was just like the crew essentially, like production.
Okay.
And then when we came out to do it for real, I was like, oh shit, everyone's fucking here. It was crazy. Like the roots and fucking, it was nuts.
Yeah, I mean, to be in the same room as Questlove, dude, that's sick.
I got him. I made him laugh like unexpectedly at one point. I was like, yes. Oh,
Yeah.
it was cool.
That's one of those moments
cool.
where you're like, oh, I'm fucking winning. It doesn't.
I know. That's true.
That's lovely. And those are the moments that you want to really be present for, because I've had winning moments where I was like thinking about some dumb bullshit because my brain sucks. So
Sure.
So hopefully you got to really relish in that and cherish the moment. And what's cool about being on television too is I'm sure you have footage of it. And were you able to?
Oh, yeah.
Were you able to repost that on your socials? That's a question.
I took a risk and did it because I think like technically they own whatever it is, but I did put it on my TikTok and stuff and like add captions to it and shit. But
Cool.
I did like a slide through Instagram post, which I think was okay. I think it's if I'm like legit trying to sell the footage, that's when we may have problems, or like the song. But I was able to post it. Yeah.
Well, that's cool of them. Yeah, because you hear like a lot of horror stories and shit. Like I remember one time I auditioned for The Voice because I just did it because I wanted to shut up any of the dads of girls I had dated in the past or were to potentially date in the future. Because this is where I'm coming from with it. Every time you sit down at a family fucking dinner and they know you're a musician and they know you struggle, the dads always have this like fucking very American advice. Like, hey, you want to make it in the industry, kid? Why don't you try going on The Voice? And so I sat in line for 8 hours knowing, like I dressed like an idiot and I even messed up my audition. Like I have a decent singing voice, but I'm not The Voice material. I'm not The Voice material, but I stood in line for 8 hours with my friend and we both auditioned and neither of us made it past the first round and we fucking high-fived each other because
that's great.
Because now if anyone is like, you have a good voice, you should try for The Voice, I can be like, I didn't get past round one, motherfucker. Yeah. I tried and I failed. I'm a failure. And then they'll just look at me fucking weird and that'll be that.
Yeah, that's all you want is to make them feel even weirder.
Exactly.
Not make them feel better about you doing it, making them feel worse. I like that.
Like get real, like even I haven't got to use it yet, but like get real quiet and sad and like stare at my feet like after I say I didn't get past round one and just look like I'm like I want to fucking jump off a bridge or some shit.
Yeah. You just like eat like a shitload of turkey or something.
Just like
you're like just like rage out.
Just giblets, just dribbling. Man, that was my dream. My dream was to sing cover songs in front of a television audience.
Dude, I love your voice, man. I love your voice. I love your energy. I was like,
oh, thanks.
Just like, yeah. It really is. It's funny because like I know you had mentioned like that we kind of look alike, but I was just like, yeah, I see me there, and I know I'm a little bit younger, but still I'm like, yeah, that's very much my energy as when I do like lead singer stuff. I have like some more sincere stuff. Not that what you were doing wasn't sincere, but like,
what are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to say? I'm a joke? What are you trying to say?
My shit's real.
My shit's real. I've got that my whole life because this is the thing. I mean, Frank Zappa asked the question,
I see him. He's right there.
Yeah, he's everywhere.
He's right behind you.
Does humor belong in music? What is your opinion?
Yeah, it is in music. Everything it's all there. It's all like, what isn't funny? Like, I mean, us
a couple
are
things.
more like what we were probably around that we liked in our formative years, like the Gorillas. Like the Gorillas is funny. It's like a goofy cartoon with characters and shit. But that's like some of the coolest, like culturally like changing music, I guess you could say. But even like now, like obviously Lil Nas X is like a fucking meme lord. Like he's got such a grip, I feel like, on everything, like humor, culture, and music. And then like Ariana Grande is like one of the funniest fucking people. I mean, so short answer, yes. I think it's just like I think it's like a matter of like, if you present it, it's just how you present it.
Yeah.
You know, and like Tyler, the Creator, he's a really funny dude. And
Absolutely.
Like, all that shit. So yes, I think it does belong in music. That's not to say like I don't love and need really serious, sad shit.
Oh yeah.
Now and then from my music. Yeah. But I do think like, yeah, I don't think that there should be like a hard and fast rule against it. I guess I should say. But for me, I would say, and maybe you run into this too, and maybe that's what you're about to get at.
Yeah, I am.
Sometimes I worry about like, being taken seriously, you know, like I think it was like making comedy as well and be like, because I have posted serious videos of me singing sometimes and someone will like post like a laughing emoji, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that sucks because I wasn't joking this time.
Those are the people you want to kind of punch in the throat, you know, like. And I'm not
to put it softly. Just to put it softly.
I'm not a violent guy, but like, but I like. You know, I was stepped on figuratively and sometimes literally growing up by a tyrannical overlord of a father. And, you know, I'm sitting with, you know, I'm in therapy. I talk once a week to my therapist. I take the pills.
Good.
Yeah, but there are times. Yeah, good. I take the pills. Good.
The pills.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Yes.
The pills I've been sending you, Neil.
Yeah. But yeah, there are times where I fucking want to rage the fuck out, and that's
yeah, dude.
And that was the funniest thing about TikTok is sometimes you'll catch a moment where you're just a little unhinged, and you don't expect for anyone to give a fuck, and that's what was the rant that you memed was. I just was watching this guy's video kept coming up in my feed, and he kept telling me that what I chose to do with my life wasn't gonna work. And and I just looked at him. He's my friend now because I agree with him, but I just kept looking at his fucking face.
Right.
You know? And then I'm like, you know, and then it kept coming up in my For You page, and I kept looking at him. I'm like, what the fuck does this guy know? I mean, granted, he has a degree in music business. The guy knows his shit.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a successful musician. I like Adam. But I kept seeing his face, and I'm like, he's telling me what I already know. And I'm about to fucking lose it. And then, so I preface the whole thing with like, yeah, he's right, but blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then
it seemed like he afterwards kind of clarified it a little bit, being like, I still do it.
We made friends.
That's great. Because he made that video, and then afterwards he was like, I should tell you guys who I am. I am in like 3 bands, blah, 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 right?
Yeah.
Is that the same? Yeah.
I mean, he was in Nashville and got his degree and was doing the whole like female fronted kind of like pop punk emo kind of grind.
Interesting.
And, you know, had management, had a team, yada, yada. And then it all just exploded. And it got to the point where he had a kid, and he's like, all right, well, I'm going to be in a fun 80s cover band and just make content. And that's what he does. And like, and I respect that grind. I respect anyone who can make it happen.
Yeah.
And, you know, just be a creative weirdo or just
totally.
Anyone, fuck being a creative weirdo. If you can play an instrument and find a way to feed your kid, like props to you. I can't hate on that for a second, dude.
Oh, hell no. Come on.
But, what were we talking about before that? Oh, pills.
We were talking about pills. No,
pills, dad.
Comedy, like putting comedy into into music and being taken. Yeah. I talk about this so much to the point where I'm just like, I've worked through this, but I just like talking about it. I think just like, yeah, it all comes down to perception, just like being taken seriously because it's like, you want to be taken seriously. You want validation, but you're also like a funny guy and you do like goofy stuff.
Same.
And you want to make, and it makes you happy to make people laugh and shit.
Absolutely.
But it's like, but sometimes it's like, wait, but watch me play guitar, you know, but it's like, I don't know.
Yo, okay.
It's hard. Life is hard.
Life is hard. And so I have this silly band that is my little mutant baby that I created in 2001, and I've been doing it for 21 years now. And my band's called Downtown Brown. And it's like I'm the main guy. Like I've gone through a million fucking band members, but everyone has been like really talented and really musical. But like there's so much goofiness going on, even in the songs where I'm being serious, that it really it's hard for people to really fuck with it, I feel, ultimately, because
interesting.
Because even when I'm being like utterly serious. Like I'm singing a song about SSRIs or antidepressants, or I'm singing a song about like toxic masculinity, or it's like it's heavily cloaked in tongue-in-cheek sarcasm, and to the point where it can be misconstrued, and it could be even deemed offensive by some people. So I try to toe that line where I'm like, okay, I'm being kind of edgy, but it's not even me saying this stuff. I'm kind of like Jello Biafra and Dead Kennedys does.
Yes, yeah.
And because I don't know if you know this, but in Holiday in Cambodia, fucking Jello Biafra drops the N-word hard R. Like, do you know? Yeah, do you know that? But he is. It's wild. If you should listen to it. Listen to it.
Is that like the Pol Pot one? Is that
song? Pol Pot.
Pol Pot.
Yeah. But
I don't remember that other part.
Well, but check it out. The thing is he's singing the song through the eyes and ears of a privileged, like, white person that is, parading as poor kind of thing.
Yes.
So it's really, really on point. The lyrics are really on point. I don't think he sings it live anymore, but if you listen to the lyrics, it's very easy to tell that it's not Jello Biafra. That's not who's singing those lyrics. Just like when he sings Police Truck, Jello Biafra's not a cop that goes out raping and beating people up. Like he's Jello Biafra. he is commenting on society. So
Jello Biafra, doesn't he do like voices? Like he's like a voice actor also?
No, he is.
No,
he's the lead. He should. He has a great voice.
He's the lead singer for Dead Kennedys.
Dead Kennedys
right?
was. Yeah. That's a whole long story. So do you like fuck with punk rock at all?
I do. I fuck with punk rock for sure. I mean, they weren't like, it wasn't like my number one. I remember hearing Fix You by Black Flag in a skate video.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Fix me, fix my head, fix me.
Fix my head.
I don't want to be dead.
Fix You I'm thinking of Coldplay. I guess it's called Fix Me.
Oh, I haven't heard Coldplay.
There should be a Fix You and Fix Me mashup.
Yeah.
You know Fix You by Coldplay?
I'm not. I like some Coldplay.
Yeah.
I like
it's
that.
Like
I like that
huge,
song.
Huge song.
I like that song, The Scientist. It makes me feel.
Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, it just immediately makes me feel kind of melancholy and sad. Immediately, just from the jump, I'm just like, oh, I am sad about something. I don't know what, but I'm thinking about the person I dated in 2003. Like, so you know what I mean? It just invokes that.
Well, Fix Me by Black Flag, I remember hearing in like, fix me, fix my head, fix me, please, I don't want to be dead.
That's Keith
in like
Morris.
a skate video.
Yeah.
And then I always liked that, and like I was in like I hate this term, but that's what it's called, metalcore bands, like in early high school and stuff. Like
you can tell with your remixes that you have a background in some of the chugga chugga stuff.
Yeah, I love the chugga chugga stuff. I think the chugga chugga stuff really hits. I think it's like fun. I think I like deviated away from it for a good bit of my life, and then I've started like reintroduce it. And it's like, because it's funny that like that kind of music is like cool again, you know, and like it's artsy and shit now. Like, I don't know if you listen to like even like 100 Gex.
I love Gex.
Dude, some of their shit is like, they'll just go into like a metal breakdown with like, I'm like, this is amazing. Like, that's like goes back to like the thing of like tricking people into like, oh, this is normal. This is just all part of it. But it's like, no, they just tricked you into listening and enjoying like a grind core breakdown or something.
And ska, they like Stupid Horse.
Dude, Stupid Horse fucking rips.
The amount of kids that probably didn't know what the fuck third wave ska was, and all of a sudden they're just banging like it's a fucking banger. It's a third wave ska banger, but then it has those like those cheesy 808 hits. Like, dude,
it's sick. It's fucking sick.
Yeah, Dylan Brady and Laura. It's Laura Less, right?
I'm not totally sure.
It's Dylan Brady and Laura Less. Gex is some next level shit, and my girlfriend thinks it's really, really annoying because of all the like auto tune. But
yeah, totally.
It's all very intentional, though. It's like it's supposed to be like pop pushed to the extreme, therefore hyper pop, you know. And so you're a fan of Charlie XCX, I assume too, right?
Oh yeah.
What did you think of her Quarantine album?
How
I'm feeling right now.
Is that the one with her lying on the bed with like the
Yes.
camera? I thought it was good. I thought it was really good.
It's amazing.
I forgot the single. I admittedly am like a single bitch. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I really like this, but I didn't dive into the album.
There was 2 big singles. There was I love you forever, forever and ever, even when we're not together. I love you forever. That's so forever. And then there's a song called I like everything about you. I like everything
that one
about.
was, that was cool. That was a cool.
That's produced
did
by
like a-
the Gex guy. That's produced by Dylan
Oh,
Brady.
sick. Okay.
Yeah.
She for the music video for that, it was just like a green screen. Remember
Yes.
that? She just like performed, and then everybody made their own.
Yeah.
That was sick.
Yeah. It was. It was like if it were 1992, that would be like some next level shit. But it's 2020, so it looks like retro, but
It does. Yeah, it's interesting.
but futuristic at the same time, just because the music production is so off the wall.
Neil, dude, I have to like take a.
You have to go to the
Can you hear me?
bathroom.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Go to the
I don't
bathroom.
want to stop.
No, keep
Okay.
it rolling.
Okay.
You don't have to take the phone with you.
No, I have to, bro. Sorry.
You do? This isn't the first time this has happened on my podcast.
Okay, cool.
BT Dubs.
BT Dubs.
I think you're like, well, and I've pissed before in my podcast, during my podcast.
We ain't pissing.
Oh, you ain't pissing? Okay, this is the first, dude. Yes.
Woo!
I can omit this as well.
Okay. Well, then I won't say any like mind-bending shit.
If you're like afraid, this is, wow.
It's really fun.
This is
this is insane. I'm sorry.
This is amazing.
I just only thing I'm worried about is the sound effects, you know.
Dude, I'll omit this. Don't worry. Yeah, that's good.
Thanks.
That was believable. I heard the real thing.
Oh no, you didn't, dude.
Oh, so no, I did.
Just kidding.
I did hear
I
the real
know.
thing.
Yeah, just
We
kidding.
I have to bring up something when we're rolling again, and it's not weird.
We're not rolling right now?
No, we're rolling.
Ish.
But in case you want to omit
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
because now that I'm thinking about flatulence, and I want to address this COVID issue I've been having since COVID.
Wait, all farts smell different for you?
Yeah, have you?
Same.
No. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. We gotta jump into
Okay.
that. We gotta jump.
This might be something we want to talk about for real again too, but like I'm sorry to hear so much about how tyrannical your dad was and like how pressured you see it seems like you felt to like prove shit to him throughout your life.
Well, that's what I make a lot of jokes about. And what's crazy is when you joke.
That's what I do too, man. I do that too.
When you joke about serious stuff, people get real weirded out, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because I'll get like I'll make TikToks, but I love this. Oh man, I missed it. I missed the camera angle of you rolling the paper, man.
No, that's okay.
This is lovely. Like yo, not only did you ask me to be on my show, but you were the first guest to defecate while rolling.
Dude, I could not keep it in anymore.
Do you drink alcohol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Were you drinking last night?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was.
That's when
But it just so happens that I was. I don't go out that much. Not that you care, but I'm just like
I care.
I did have I care. I care a lot.
care,
You seen that
dude.
movie? It's a good movie.
I care, dude. But well, let's just put it this way: when I was a raging alcoholic, because I've been in recovery since 2008, I haven't had a drop.
Yeah.
I haven't had a drop of alcohol since November 27th, 2008, or it was November 28th. I don't know the exact day. It was Thanksgiving Eve. We were my band was opening for Fishbone that night, and I love it. And but let's just put it when I used to like blackout drink all the time, I would never have solid bowel movements. Where'd you go? You hung up on me.
Dude, I can't believe that happened after all that. I'm so sorry.
No, I'm still rolling. I didn't.
Okay, good.
I don't lose anything.
I mistakenly hit the power button when I was like, because my phone's on a tripod right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think, do you ever clamp your phone, if you ever shoot with a phone, clamp your phone with the thing and it's mistakenly on the power button. So it's just like hard pressing the power button.
Yeah. You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it does.
Yeah. I thought it was like.
You powered down, bro.
We were talking about, serious, heavy stuff. And then all of a sudden it's like, do you want to call 911? I was like, what? And then you were gone.
I was gone. I left the building.
Okay, so yeah, November, Thanksgiving Eve, 2008, you said?
Yeah, well, I quit drinking. Oh, God fucking damn it, it's doing that thing again. Hold on real quick. We're having issues today, dude.
My toilet fucking sucks, bro. I have to fix the lever or something.
Shake the handle.
Shake the handle that feeds.
Oh my God, that noise, dude. Is I fixed it. Okay, we're good.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay, let's get it together.
Let's get into it.
Let's get it together. Okay, so
drinking.
Drinking makes you shit a lot. That's the only point I was trying to make. I went into
coffee. Yeah. I feel like coffee activates it.
Yeah. And it's weird right now because post-COVID, I've been having like constipation issues.
Oh no. Yeah.
But I think it has mostly to do with
Interesting.
It has mostly to do with the fact that for a while I was eating like a bunch of gas station food, like protein bars. Because I started counting my calories and pretty much.
What do you use? Lose It?
What's that?
Is that the app? Is that the app you use?
No, I don't. No, I just like count it like in my brain. I compartmentalize it. I'm just like, okay, 1800, 2200, whatever, blah blah blah. But there's a
good app called Lose It that's good for that if you ever want it. Just letting you know.
Yeah, there's one called MyFitnessPal as well, which tracks calories. But I was eating like protein bars essentially, and I was just like, calories are calories. Like, who needs fucking fiber, you know? So like, I ended up eating protein bars for like 6 months and just turned into a constipated mess. But my dad died of colon cancer, right? So
oh no,
yeah. I mean, this was 2016, so it's a thing. I'm like way over it. I make jokes about it. It's weird. I tell strangers on TikTok about it. They get weird. It's weird.
I can't believe 2016 was fucking 6 years ago. Holy shit.
Dude, I just posted this thing. My band put out our first record in 2002. And I just posted this thing on Instagram. Like, we put out our first record 20 years ago. And I'm just like, I'm a fucking old man, dude. I'm 40. I was talking to some dude at the vitamin store yesterday. And I was like, yeah, I had a job at a vitamin store back in 99. And he looks at me, he was like, I was born in 97. And I'm just like, God, I'm fucking ancient, dude.
I saw some TikTok, someone being like, if you were born in the 1900s, blah, blah, blah. And we're like, what? Yeah. That's what we're saying now? 1900s?
So, wow. Yeah, because I was born in the fucking 80s, bro. I was born like...
Me too, yeah. 88 for me.
Yeah, so you're my girlfriend's age. She was born in 88.
I'm your girlfriend, is what I thought.
You're my girlfriend.
You're my girlfriend.
I like that you use the word hunk, too. There's there's a movie from the 80s called Hunk. And it's about a skinny dude that makes a wish, or I forget exactly how the plot goes, but he gets turned into a hunk, and then he sees what the life of a hunk is really like.
Wow, so it's like Big.
Yeah, or one of those like Freaky Friday type shit when you realize you start to empathize with the hunk because you never knew how hard it was being a hunk, you know?
I'm looking it up right now. I like to keep who is that? Oh, no one. I have no idea who anybody is. Bradley Brinkman. Oh, that's probably Man, I miss those times when they would just like put a synopsis of the movie on the poster, just like 4 sentences of Bradley Brinkman made a devil of a deal. Now he's America's hottest piece of beachfront property.
Yes, dude.
That's on the damn poster.
Yeah, and well, in the 80s, you would go to the video store and you would want the cover of the VHS to explain to you what the fuck it was. So, I mean, like, as far as I see it, that's the VHS telling you rent me.
Right.
Yeah, because the movie poster is straight up like, you got to see this movie about a devil deal hunk turn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Who I have no clue who these people are.
The
actors.
Just very famous 80s actors that went straight to HBO. When you had HBO in the 80s as a kid, they played a lot of movies like on a loop. And one of them was Hunk. One of them was Mannequin, starring, I think was it Patrick Dempsey? And
I don't know. I never saw Mannequin.
These are. I mean, I'm older than you, so I'm probably just like.
Yes, you are.
I'm showing my age. SpongeBob. Never watched it. I was too old. So.
Same. Me neither. I never watched it. That was like
really.
Yeah, really. Like I kind of retroactively learning about SpongeBob because of internet culture. It's just like amazing how much the internet loves SpongeBob. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, all the memes and all like the TikTok like background
sounds and the characters and just everything. It's just like fucking. It's like a phenomenon. Well, just a second ago while I was in the bathroom, you mentioned that something weird happened with you and farts and COVID.
Oh yeah, thank you for bringing us back. Okay, so I had COVID twice. I got COVID. I was on tour with the punk band Reagan Youth that I was singing for, and
that you left right recently.
Well, if you ask them, I didn't leave. I was asked to leave, but
okay.
But I can't go into this because it's.
What's not?
I can't. I just can't. There's just way. It's too gnarly. Like
that's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
Let's just put it this way. I have way more time to concentrate on what I was meant to be, and that's fart guy on the internet. Slash. I got my own band that nobody cares about, but I care about.
Is Downtown Brown like a reference to poo?
No.
Okay.
In the year
because you guys sound like poo.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
7 albums and not one song that anyone gives a shit about. That's an actual quote too. Okay, but where was I even going? Okay, so I was on tour with Reagan Youth, and then I got COVID, and it was fucking gnarly. It was the Delta variant. It put me out for like 9 days, but I was vaccinated, so I recovered in 9 days, and I went from testing positive to testing negative in a 9-day span, and I started watching The Sopranos. Which I binge watched and became kind of obsessed with. I've
only seen the first season. Yeah. Admittedly, I loved it, but I just haven't watched much more.
What's weird is the empathy they create for a sociopath. Like you kind of, it's kind of like Breaking Bad, where you like hate Walter White, but you kind of like want him to win at the same time.
Sure, right.
But by the end of The Sopranos, you hate Tony so much you just want him to get shot in the head.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's weird, but you kind of like know so much about him. You feel like you know him. It's interesting. It's well done television. I think what was I watching where they pretty much said the Sopranos was the first like episodal kind of like long form movie TV show that really was a hit, that kind of like walks so shows like Euphoria could run.
Yeah, totally.
And so HBO kind of broke the mold with their original content back in the late 90s and has been just like murdering it ever since. Like I never watched Game of Thrones, but I guess it's good.
It's really good. Yeah, it's very good.
Cool.
It took me a while to watch Game of Thrones. It's snowing in New York right now, by the way. I keep looking out the window because snow has begun to fall. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Game of Thrones is very good. Took me a while to get to it. But once I did, I think I was like midway through. It took me a while to get to Breaking Bad also, but I'm glad I did. But it's definitely worth it if you want to binge watch. If you get COVID again, you should watch Game of Thrones.
If I get COVID a third time. But what we were talking about while you were in the bathroom is that so you did get COVID at some point.
Yeah, December 2020, I got COVID. And to my knowledge, I haven't gotten it since. I mean, I've been regularly tested and stuff with tour and everything. I haven't gotten it since. Knock on wood.
Okay, so you got it. Did you get it after they started rolling out vaccines?
No.
Okay,
this was before vaccines. Yeah.
So how was it not being a non-vaccinated human being? Did it fuck you up?
Yeah, for sure. It definitely was like 4 days of I was just bedridden and just like couldn't smell anything. But like, and I hate to sound like one of those people, but it did kind of just feel like a body ache flu thing. But it was like intense, it was just like I was just like in a daze.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Couldn't smell anything. It was really trippy. The smell stuff really was depressing.
Yeah, and so I put this video up on TikTok yesterday because. Like to go into it, my dad died of colon cancer, and I'm kind of a hypochondriac. Like I always think I'm dying of something. I always think my heart's going to stop. Yeah. Like it's part of the anxiety. I'm just always thinking that like I'm driving down the road and I think this truck is going to run me off the road and I'm going to end up in a ditch. So I'm like constantly gritting my teeth, clenching my jaw, think, everyone's out to get me. Even though logically I know they're not. But so my brain, after I got COVID the second time, my farts started smelling different and my flatulence. And this morning I realized my body odor smells different. So instead of going online and asking other people who had COVID and be like, hey, did anyone else notice that your odors smell different? That cat food smells different. That coffee smells different. I just immediately
onions and garlic and stuff, like guacamole, all smells very different for me.
Like still for you.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. This is blowing my mind because immediately my brain went to, you need to get a colonoscopy because your dad died of colon cancer in his 60s and you just turned 41, which means that who knows, you might have early onset colon cancer and you better get that checked out.
Okay.
So I went to
you thought that actually like your smell is different, like the odors coming from you are different. Is that what you mean?
Yes, but when I talked to my girlfriend who I live with, she says, "No, your farts still smell like shit," and she just like. Yeah,
Downtown Brown, dude.
Yeah, there's a Downtown Brown, dude. That shit band, y'all. but so she didn't think it was any big deal, but here I am, like having panic attacks about it because I'm like, all right, I'm like, what if I have colon cancer? I gotta. So I actually have a colonoscopy in March, which was just good as a preventative measure. But
sure.
But also, I think a lot of my worry just lived in the fact that my sense of smell has been affected by COVID.
Absolutely. It's really trippy.
It's totally trippy because, dude, I'm a fart guy. Like I eat a lot of spinach. I drink smoothies.
I've been drinking a smoothie this entire time because it's so thick. I made a smoothie before we started this and I put too much granola in it. So it's just so thick. I've been drinking that the whole time.
Yeah. You can add water or milk to it and unthick it. But then you'd have to go to your blender. What kind of blender do you got?
Thankfully, my roommate has a nice blender. I'm not sure what kind it is, but he lets me use it. I don't know what it is.
For my birthday, I got a Ninja, and I used to. Yeah, my girlfriend got me a fucking Ninja. That's so cool because I used to like mix up kale in a regular ass blender, and the thing is you're still, while you're drinking your smoothie, are like having to chew these big chunks of kale. And if you get a decent food processor, it literally grinds that shit to a pulp, and then you can just drink kale. But
right, dude. But does the Ninja not do it? Does the Ninja
does
act as a food? Yeah, that's what's up.
The Ninja, the actual blades on the Ninja are so sharp that while you're cleaning it, you have to be really careful because it'll fucking cut you, you know?
Yeah.
It's like...
Is Ninja, Magic Bullet, are those two separate things? Or are they
I have no idea.
Similar? Okay, cool.
I know what a Magic Bullet is. I don't know if it's made by Ninja. Target is a big store. There's too many items.
Dude, Target is a big store. That's the VHS copy for this episode. Target is a big store.
Target is a big store. but what's even bigger is how much these guys delineate from the topic of conversation.
Yeah, dude.
But it's good. That's why, like, I don't know. I don't even know why I started this podcast.
Dude, we were talking. Oh, yeah, the podcast. I thought you were going to say this rant or whatever.
Oh, yeah, this rant. Okay, so but anyway, ultimately, what it comes down to is I asked TikTok, and TikTok told me that, yo, my body odor, my farts, coffee, garlic, it all smells different. So whether or not COVID was created in a lab, there's a virus going around that's straight up affecting people's sense of smell indefinitely.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
It's fucking nuts. It's really trippy. It's really like sad and affecting taste a little bit. Like I'm a Diet Coke dude.
I love Diet Coke.
I like Diet Coke.
Fuck Diet Pepsi.
Ever since COVID, it just tastes fucking weird, but I still drink it. But I like, and it's back to relatively normal. But for a while, I was just like, what the fuck? This tastes. It was like depressing.
It is depressing.
My Diet Coke tastes weird.
Well, and is it weird for me to say that I miss the smell of my old farts?
No, man, that's totally no, not at all.
Because this is the thing. You live with your own smells your entire existence, right? It's just something you're used to. And then all of a sudden, when your own smells become foreign, it feels like something's way out of place. Absolutely. I immediately, and not to like wax intellectual on anything having to do with flatulence, but I remember when I was a little kid, and I have this art table, which I still have to this day, because I draw. I don't draw as much as I used to, but I used to just draw for fucking hours and hours.
I draw a little bit,
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. But I remember there was one day when I was a teenager where I had such bad gas that I was just drawing, and I was in my room and the door was closed, and I was literally soaking in my own smell. But I remember not being too weirded out by it because it's like your own brand. It's a familiar thing. It feels
of course not. Yeah.
Right. But now if I'm soaking in my own smell, like if I'm like streaming or like editing a video or I'm playing guitar or doing something in my room, I'm soaking in a foreign, noxious, terrible smell that does not feel like home.
I wonder if it smells the same as like my farts. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if this like dysplasia or whatever it's called has made us all smell
the same
these odors, the exact same. Because mine smells. It's like this weird like buttery sulfuric smell. When before it was like a fart. You know, it was some were worse than others, but now it's just like linear across the board, this weird like the fuck is that? Yeah,
because when I feed my cats in the morning, it's the same smell as my farts. So now cat food and my body odor and
about the same
and farts are all the same. It's like I didn't sign up for this shit, man. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like, I'm a variety person. I like all types of music. I like all types of different food. And now my cat food, coffee, and my farts and my body odor all smell the same. Bullshit.
I think we're in the middle of like evolution. I think it's just like we're evolving, and we're just like, holy shit, we're actually like experiencing this. But no, what's different about us evolving is we can talk about it. We can do podcasts about it and shit. Before it was just like, oh my god, that monkey's like kind of looks like a guy now.
So the COVID fart smell change thing that everyone's experiencing is just this is part of natural evolution. Possibly.
I think so. I think so. I think that, and then like, have you heard the thing of like we're evolving because like this area right here on our pinky finger from holding there's like a little indent from holding your phone. Do you have an iPhone or like a phone? You hold your phone like this and rest it on your pinky, I'm sure. Like that.
I guess.
Do you ever do that?
Yeah. Am I resting? So are you saying that human beings are developing an actual indent in their... that can't be real.
In the pinky? I think that was like a myth, like an internet myth of like, are we evolving? And like now I'm talking about it because we're on the topic. But
you know what?
It's interesting to think about.
Yeah. Well, I feel like my girlfriend said that like pretty soon we're not going to have pinky toes because they're just not necessary. I don't fucking know.
They're like pennies. Pinky toes are like the pennies of the money world.
They're like the $100 bill. Like who's gonna need that anymore? Now that Snoop Dogg. Have you heard the new Snoop Dogg album?
No.
Are you a fan of Doggy Style, like the '98 album? You have to be. You're a bass player.
I mean, like, is that like gin and juice and stuff? Is that what I'm talking? Yeah, I love that shit. So, similar to the Charlie XCX stuff. I'm like, I know, like,
you know the singles.
Yeah, what the fuck was the one Charlie XCX song I just said I liked with the green screen?
That's
what is that?
It's called Claws, but the chorus goes, I like everything about you. I like everything about you.
Gin and juice. Yeah, laid back, mind on my money, money on my mind. Got it.
Yeah, but Snoop Dogg, he put out an album because he bought Death Row Records recently. I guess he just acquired the whole record label from Suge Knight, who might still be in jail. I don't fucking know. But either way, he just put out an album, and he samples the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song, and it fucking and it fucks. It like
that's sick.
It like actually is.
I feel like I've heard this. I feel like someone has talked to me about this.
It's a banging song. Are you a Fantano fan? Do you watch Needle Drop?
Yeah.
Okay. Like,
yeah, dude. Yeah. When Fantano like liked a TikTok or commented on a TikTok of mine, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then like we follow each other on Instagram and like chat every now and then. It's really nice. Nothing crazy or like close.
Well, he's a bass player.
Anyway.
And the thing about Fantano is because I got a buddy that plays bass up in Ottawa, Ontario, and he's a really approachable, down to earth guy.
I've come to you with one question and one question only. What do you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. I feel like an astronaut in the ocean.
He fucks with my buddy's content, my buddy that plays a weird slap bass. And he lives in Ottawa where they're doing that weird convoy bullshit right now. That's the capital. It's the capital of the country of Canada, Ottawa, Ontario. And do you know about that? Like all the truckers are protesting.
Yes, okay. I thought that's what you meant. Like the fucking protests or whatever.
Yeah, but my buddy's in the thick of it because he lives in Ottawa, and Fantano actually like hits him up from time to time just to get the skinny on what's going down in Canada.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, but so as far as like on TikTok, I'm sure you've had some videos get over 1 million views and stuff, right? Some of your remixes. Now,
that penis one, the how do I make my penis longer is like the most, but yeah. Got a few that are at a mil.
How many
or more?
A milli. How many?
That one. How many?
How many milli?
The penis doctor is at like 9.6 or something. I say or something. I think it's exactly that.
You say 9.6. I look at 9.6 million views.
Yeah, and then I've got a few others that like I got one at 6, and then the rest are around like just in like 1.2, 1.3.
So Fantano is on your list as far as cool internet human beings that have reached out to you. Like who else is on that list? Because my list is short. It's you, the Chocolate Rain guy.
I can't believe I'm on it. That's so fucking.
It's you, it's you, the Chocolate Rain guy, and Verve Pipe. That's about it.
Yeah, Chocolate Rain Tay Zonday.
Yeah, dude. He commented on my chest hair, which is like, I'm like, dude, this is the best. I love this app.
That's fucking sweet. Tim Robinson was a big one for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, yeah, I think you should leave.
What is your problem, man? You know how to fucking drive? No. What? No, I don't know how to fucking drive. I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared. What are you talking about, you psycho? You gotta drive! Not everybody knows how to do everything. Driving isn't the only thing. Just move your car! Okay. I don't know how I can. Oh my god, just grab the steering wheel. Ow! It hurts? Yeah, it does. It does hurt, actually.
He like followed me one day. Like, it's so interesting, like that you can be having like a rough or like just like a depressing day or whatever. Like for me, I'm like on the subway, just like I was legit just on the subway in New York, just like going somewhere. I didn't quite know where because I was just like, I don't have anything going on. I'm feeling a little like stir crazy and depressed. I'm just going to go somewhere and like just walk around. And I'm just like, ugh, down in the dumps. And then, then I freaking go to Instagram and it's like Tim Robinson is following you. And I'm just like, well, my day is completely fine. So that was cool. Charlie Puth commented on a TikTok once and I was like, this is very cool.
Oh, nice.
I actually like when little, like, I don't know, before I divulge, Will Sasso, remember that guy?
Oh, yeah.
Guy? Yeah.
Mad TV.
He likes and follows.
He's funny.
Some of my stuff. Dude, he's so funny. And he's like, I remember when Vine was happening, he was like really good at Vine. I think he has like a good, like I was saying about like Lil Nas X, he has like a good grip on like content shit or like how to like successfully work the internet.
Absolutely. He does good impressions too, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't he?
Does he? I don't know.
When he was on Mad TV, he did like I think he did Kenny Rogers or something. He was funny as fuck on
That's
Mad
awesome.
TV.
Dude, yeah,
he was
so
on
funny.
Mad TV, right?
He was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But he wasn't the guy that does like the John Madden impressions, not that Mad TV guy.
Who's that guy?
That guy's really good too. He's on Frank Caliendo.
That dude is funny as fuck.
He's on TikTok. He does one video that's like he goes from like an impression. He like goes from John C. Reilly to Joe Rogan or something, just like, and he hits other, it's amazing. This is Will Sasso.
Yeah, I know Will Sasso.
Okay, cool. Shout out to Will Sasso.
Shouts out to Will Sasso.
Who else? Some others, I'm sure, that are like, that I've had to message and be like, wow, thank you. I'm a big fan. But on TikTok, the guy, you know the dude, his screen name is John Mayer Lover 3000.
No.
It's him sitting in his car and he'll be like, there's like something going around now where he does like a Smashing Pumpkins impression or whatever. He's just like,
right.
Dudes that like Smashing Pumpkins be like, and then he just turns on his like radio in his car, and then it's him like basically dancing along to his voiceover, and he's like, I should do the John Mayer one. It's so funny. He's like, guys that John Mayer are like, and then he was like, it's so good. He's like, sitting down in my house with you. He's like, give me some time to prove hot dogs are my favorite food. And he sounds so much like John Mayer. But a comment from him made me feel good.
So when he presses play, it's his voice doing the John Mayer impression.
Yes, I think he like either does a voiceover or like edits it somewhere else. But he's very funny. He's like a younger dude and he does like a Smashing Pumpkins impression and some other. But
they're good impressions.
They're good. They're good, and they're like funny and good. Yeah.
I got to peep him.
Okay, you have to peep?
No, I have to peep him.
Oh, peep.
I will find him. I like your van tattoo, by the way.
Thank you.
Living in a van down by the river.
That river. Oh yeah.
So let's talk about.
I thought you were doing being in a band, but you were saying living in a band.
Living in a band. Being in a band. It's the same thing essentially.
Being in a band.
Being in a band.
It's not the only way to make a living.
Yeah.
But you know what? You should do it anyway.
I'm sure it like finds its way in your brain if you do a remix. Like all of these, are there any of these sounds that like haunt you because they're just playing on repeat in your head like over and over again?
Sometimes they will. Sometimes I'll be like, or sometimes like when I'm making one, it will remind me of another one because it's so like. If like in that style that I'm doing them, there's gonna be like crossover of like down, of someone being like, hello. I don't know. I guess short answer, yes. Sometimes like old ones will get stuck in my head while I'm trying to make a new one. But thankfully I genuinely like listening to them. When I make them and I listen, like I've finished one and it's about to be put out or I just put it out, I will admittedly listen to it like a lot on loop because I'm like, this is cool. This is like because it's like a cool, interesting way. Like I'm sure like writing songs can get really like over time, really repetitive or really like boring because you're like, okay, here's the intro. Okay, here's the verse. Then we're gonna do the chorus.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a break after the chorus.
Yeah.
But this has really been for the first time in a while, maybe ever, that I've just been like, this is like a really interesting way to make music, like. And it feels like a feat that I'm like really like completing, it's like a task
because it's not like a verse, chorus, bridge type of formula. You're having to create so many different parts. And then this is like, I have more questions as far as like, now it doesn't seem like you're recording the actual guitar and bass part in chunks. I feel like you write it all, but then you have to actually like memorize it and execute it. Is that true?
I do record it in chunks. So half of that is correct. I do record it in chunks, but then I learn it all. So like, if you look at a session in Ableton, you'll see like each, like the chunks, like we were saying, are like their own little like wave, like sound, whatever, waveforms.
Okay, but in the actual video, it's a static shot of you performing it. Is that you playing over the recorded part?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do learn it once it's all there. But when I record it and make it, it's in chunks. But then I go back and then relearn it. Going back is like, it's like, whew, here we go.
Yo,
it's like opening your bank account. Like you're like, here we go. You start back, and then it's just like chaos for me.
Yeah, because you spend all of that time like writing these very succinct, perfect parts to every bit of vowels, and then next thing you know, you have to pantomime it over the recording of it, and like all in a way where it looks it looks like you're doing it in one take. Like, well, now I have a little bit better understanding of it, but the way it comes across when your videos come up is that you just press play. Fuck, I'm like throwing my shit around.
Dude, it's all broken.
You press play and you're just like playing the whole thing from start to finish. Like you got your one track of the bass and one track of the guitar.
Yes.
Okay, so I did learn something about your process. Is like you're recording it in the DAW, and then you're playing over it afterwards.
Playing over it afterwards, but I am.
But that's
playing
hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And I am playing it like correctly. Like if it's wrong, like admittedly, sometimes I will get lazy and be like, that looks fine. But I really do play it right. You know, I don't ever want to, because like, I don't know. It will be cool. It would be cool to eventually get to a place where I've done it so many times that people just believe it. So it doesn't really matter if I play it right. Or maybe one day I can just put it out without me playing along to it. But I feel like that's such a part of it, being like, look at, it's a spectacle, if you will, of like, look at me playing this. That goes back to that validation thing of like, you're going to be impressed by me. Please be impressed.
No, because that's the thing. And what I notice too, and what I have tried to do in the past is I'm like, okay, if I get really good at this instrument, then I can be as goofy as I fucking want to be, because the music will be undeniable. Like homies will, or just people in general will just be like, hey, like it takes skill to do what that guy's doing. But you know what's funny is no matter how good I got at singing, no matter how good I got at guitar, if you're making a joke, that supersedes all of the ability, I feel.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Totally.
Do you get that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard. I feel like it doesn't, That's a good question.
It is weird.
It's a good question. Like, so you're saying like you could be playing really well, but then when you make a joke, it like undercuts it, or it's just like that takes focus, and it doesn't matter how good shit is anymore, because that's.
It's like you could be rocking amazing riffs and singing really well and in tune, and you could have on spot vibrato. But if you're like singing a song about a dick, it's like it's still gonna be a song about a dick.
Right.
But that's what I appreciate about what you do, because it's like not only are you writing songs with hilarious audio about dicks and whatnot, and other things, other viral meme type things. But like you said, there's chugga and like a real math quality to it. And the way it's presented, it's like you're playing all that shit, you're memorizing all these parts and executing it all in like one take per instrument. And so that has to add so much time to your production, because not only are you having to write all this shit and find out like what the tones, like the actual note tones, because some of the notes you play do the mono thing where it goes right along with it, but then you have to fucking go back and learn the whole fucking thing from start to finish. Like, crazy. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's insane. Sometimes I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? And then obviously so many TikTok creators complain about this. But oftentimes, the more work I put into one, the worse it does. You know what I mean? It just like doesn't pop off, or, it doesn't really break like however many, like 3,000 or 4,000 views. But like, that's a good amount of views. And like, I don't know. It's a lot of work. I think probably so between deciding to do the video, uploading the video to Ableton is what I use. Then I do the drums along to it. Then I do the guitar, and then I usually do the guitar, like 2 guitars, one left, one right.
Yeah,
just doing the same thing, and then bass, and then I'll add little flares here and there, whatever. And then it's like time to learn that start to finish, so I can film myself playing along to it.
That's crazy.
And then it's put it all in Adobe Premiere to create the whole thing. And then captions, I always add the captions too, and that takes a long time. But I feel like the captions are like what makes it my video, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm taking a lot of times I'm taking someone else's video that already did well for them.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of like putting it on my page and being like, now it's mine.
Yeah.
In a way. But like I am doing like a musical thing to it and it's my own thing, but it's largely like this person's face that's taking up the screen that they're watching. So like I feel like adding captions is like out of respect to them. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to take your video and put it on my page to help me out, I'm going to take the time to like transcribe what you're saying, you know, which is, you know, perhaps unnecessary way of thinking about it, but I've always thought of it that way. But all in all, yes, it takes a while.
It gives me, you know, when you see the karaoke and you see the little ball going from word to word, it gives me kind of that type of vibes. And I feel like that helps rhythmically as well, because there's a visual element to the percussive nature of your guitar playing. And you know what I'm saying? Like the chugs.
Yes.
Like if there's words going with the chugs, it almost like hits a little harder.
Yes, absolutely.
So I think that's a good thing and you should keep it, but that's just me. That's just a guy.
No, I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it now. I was gonna not keep it.
No, keep it. No, you know what you're doing, but yeah, I feel like all in all that adds to the impact of like the chord changes and the da 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 da. Especially, especially because I do video editing in Premiere. I can tell that when you're taking like syllables and putting them with guitar hits. Like you're not just like, because I do captions too, but they're lazy captions. They're just like you put the whole fucking sentence on there and then you put a whole nother fucking sentence. But you're doing like parts of words with guitar hits, and it's very rhythmic.
Yeah, I like to do that. Sometimes I'm lazy and I'm like, ugh, people do not care that much. I'm just gonna like put the whole word, like, you know, I'm trying to think of words that you said in your rant that were like longer. Like, you know,
probably not too many long words, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I say some polysyllabic words, but like in that rant, I think I was just like fuck, you know, like yeah.
And that was in your van. Is that the van that you like toured with?
Yeah.
Sick.
That's awesome. That's my new van. So let's talk vans. Being in a band isn't a great way to.
It's not a great way.
It's not a great way to make a.
But you know what? You should do it anyway. It's so let's talk Slothrust, because I have this buddy up in fucking, what state is it, like Vermont or something, and he's like, yo, Slothrust shared your rant and the guy is playing to it. This was after I saw it on TikTok. Like I first saw it on TikTok and I was just like, this is great. Like I was really happy. That was one of those things like you were talking about where like I deal with depression. There are days where I'm just like, oh, I have to get out of bed and do this life thing. Fuck. But on that day I was stoked because not only did I know you exist, but like to be memed by you, I was like, cause between you and Mono, like as far as the remix shit, like I would say you're the two best at it that I've seen on the internet. That's fucking so cool.
I mean,
that's so fucking cool.
I don't know how many people actually do that shit on the internet, but I know that like the two that stand out are you and Mono is like the two people that I'm like, those are the human beings that are doing it the best.
Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to like work with Mono Neon one day. That'd be cool. I don't know if he would fuck with me, but that would be cool.
It would be gnarly. It would be all chugga, but like so slinky and like smooth at the same time. Like
I get a little like, sometimes people will accuse me of ripping him off or like, essentially accuse me of ripping him off. And I'm just like, first off, I'm like that. Thank you for like even mentioning me and, you know, but like, you know, there's like noticeable differences and I get why they would say that because I don't know. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of like pitch match, like full sentences and videos just to like a stringed instrument. Cause I feel like you see that with like, I don't know if you know Charles Cornell. He was kind of the first one to pop off doing it on piano.
Oh, I know who that is.
Then, yeah. And
the Cardi B one,
yes.
Yeah, that's the one that memed Cardi B on the piano, right?
Yeah. And
Snoop Dogg, that motherfucker's really good too.
Dude, he's nasty. He doesn't really do that stuff anymore. He's just like, he has like a successful YouTube channel where he like talks about music theory and he's just like a killer jazz pianist. I mean, he's just like amazing.
I've seen his content. Yeah.
Anyway, so it bums me out sometimes when people are like, you're ripping off Mono Neon. I'm just like, definitely big influence, no doubt. But like, I'm doing like proggy rock chugga chugga stuff,
Right.
you know? If I could sit down with those people commenting, that's what I would say to them. I'd be like, let me buy you a coffee and explain to you why I'm not ripping off Monony.
Yeah, I feel like when Mark Rebier first came out, a lot of people were like Reggie Watts, you know, but it's like apples and oranges. Like it's definitely just because like I have one of these loop machines right here. That doesn't mean I'm ripping off Rebier because I play guitar and and his main instrument is piano. So it's like, I don't know, just because you're playing a bass and you're doing remixes, it doesn't. It's two different things. I immediately saw it as two different things, but I think being a musician, like you're able to see nuances a little better. I think I think in general human beings are like, what is the closest thing that my brain can relate to this? And then they just like spit it out in comment form and you're just like, this is annoying. So
I know the comment stuff never, oh man, it's so freeing when you don't read the comments, for fuck's sake.
You don't read,
but it's hard.
Do you not read them anymore?
Oh no, I do. I totally do. But I totally
You're like,
do. But
it's so freeing to not read the comments, but I still read them.
But I still read them. No, I made a video with a friend recently, and I started to read the comments, and then like he and I had like a phone call about it, you know, and I'm just like, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna look at them anymore. I didn't upload it. It's on his page, you know.
Which video? Is it the Euphoria one where you're in the teacher's lounge?
Teacher's Lounge Euphoria one, yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Wait, thanks, dude.
Were people like, what were people saying?
From what I remember, just people taking it seriously, thinking that we were actually being like creepy.
That's so stupid.
I know. I'm just like, oh man, it's like, I get like, that's why we said it.
The whole joke is at the very end. You're like, we're not supposed to say that. Like, and you're like whispering it to each other. It's like you're like, I think that's fucking hilarious. That's comedy. Like
I know it's hard. Like but I was like, I am not going to read the comments on this video, and I didn't, and I haven't since. And I'm like, yay.
Hey, I'm new here, and I was just curious. Do you ever like teach here?
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Okay.
I've been a teacher here for a couple of years, and I haven't taught a single class, not a single session.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was worried because no one ever shows up.
No, they just kind of stand in the hallway and kind of just, I hate to say it, but they just kind of look attractive. They just like.
Okay, because I was gonna ask, like, are all the students here like really hot?
Yeah, for all of them.
Oh my God.
Not allowed to say it. Not allowed to say it. Not allowed to say it. No. Yeah, they're all really hot.
I honestly don't think it's inappropriate to say because they don't look 15 years old.
They look like they're 30.
That one guy looks like he's 34.
I know. He's
very handsome.
I almost said he was hot, but he's very good looking.
You know that girl Cassie? She is the best. I can't say it, but they are.
Yeah.
Coffee's great in this.
Good coffee. Good
really good coffee.
But yeah, that's like you're saying. Yeah, that's comedy, and like, yeah, talking about stuff on a platform is you're just opening yourself up to people's takes and stuff like that, and also like you can misinterpret someone's comment, like where they're coming from in the comment.
Absolutely,
you know. Like, I made a joke recently about Turnstile sounding like Third Eye Blind.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. I was just like, I love Turnstile. And then it's just a picture of Third Eye Blind with the music playing.
Did people get mad?
Someone commented and was just like, except the guy from Third Eye Blind is creepy and the Turnstile guys are actually good guys. And I was like, I like wasn't even close to suggesting any sort of comparison like with their character or like, you know, I was just like, what, you know, and then like then that made me be like, why would someone think that I blah 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 blah. You know,
you can't
reading a comment can really just like, but like I said, like that person probably didn't mean it the way I took it either. You know,
right? You can't attempting to do the mental gymnastics it takes, especially when you don't know the tone and or like what the person is actually trying to convey.
Exactly.
It's mind-boggling. Yeah, I did a video when I moved back to Michigan, and I walk out in the snow, and I'm like, move back. I said, I moved from California to Michigan, and then I walk out in the snow, and I say, fuck, and that's all the video is. And I grew up here. Right? I grew up, 30 plus years in Detroit before I moved out to LA, and I was in LA for 5 years. And everyone thought I was an LA transplant complaining about Michigan, and they just like came at me. They came at me, and they're just like, "That ain't even snow. You don't know snow. You pansy, Nancy boy." And they're just like, it was like, the video got like 150K views, and people were just coming at me, and I just kept responding. I'm like, I grew up here. Leave me alone. I grew up here.
I know. Sometimes it's like really empowering to respond.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, yeah, this is what's up. But you don't know if the person is like, obviously that specifically, they're really like, it seems like they were yelling at you or whatever.
They were.
But sometimes.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude. What do you call it? It's not nationalism, but it's like, is it hometown pride? It's like geographical pride. For some reason, people in the Midwest, they're like so proud that this place sucks, dude.
Right.
And they're just like,
funny.
no, you don't understand what sucks. It's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're going to die.
Right.
And I'm just like, dude, I grew up here. I used to go sledding when I was a little fat kid. Like, leave me alone.
I just find like the comments, you're like, you don't know if this person is commenting it so other commenters will see it and then reply, because people really are on like the comment hustle. You know, like they're like, I want to get like a high rated comment and shit like that.
Why?
So you don't know if they're saying that to you. It sounds like in this case they were yelling at you, but you don't know if they're like, it's like a performative comment or whatever.
That's weird. Think about for just 1 second, if you're the type of creator, I guess you would call yourself a creator, if you like your game is to like post funny comments so people see your comment. Like, is that an actual thing? You think?
There is this one guy, and it's really funny. He doesn't do it out of like, he's not actually like hustling doing it, but like he leaves comments and then he reviews his comment. He was just like, I watched this video and I left this comment and it got this many likes. Thank you. And a lot of times they're like completely tanked. Like nobody likes the comment. And he's like, and it got 0 likes. It's so funny. But yeah, I do think people like, legit will go into the comment section and like be like, oh fuck, I'm going to say the meanest thing possible. So it gets a thing. It gets like a reaction or like a pin or like or even like a video reply. It's really gross, man. It's really like, it feels like the kind of like what people like about 4chan, like that whole world of just like saying the worst shit possible. It's kind of like adopted by that thing in like the TikTok comments.
I feel like it's worse than YouTube because of the For You page. I feel like there's a disconnect because so much of this stuff is just thrown at you randomly that I think a lot of people will say the meanest thing or the most like hurtful thing they could possibly say. Like a lot of people comment on my teeth. I have my fillings. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I have aluminum fillings because back before they modernized dentistry and they started using the fillings are the same color as teeth. So when I open my mouth and I do those close-ups like on my mouth, there's aluminum in my teeth because I have 4 fillings back there. And I actually have no cavities. I have no gum disease. I have all my teeth. And they're unless you get really close, they're relatively straight. But the thing is there's a misconception when I do these weird close-ups and I'm screaming that I have like these really decaying molars. But no, it's just they use aluminum fillings because I'm ancient. And what's funny is the kids that come after my teeth, they just don't understand that back in my day, we used to get aluminum fillings. So
also it's like that. Does that person really care about what your fucking teeth look like? It's just something to say. It's just something to like try and be funny or try and like make you feel bad. I mean, I don't think they even see it as like, this is going to make him feel bad. I think it's like, I'm just being a little fucking bitch for no reason because that's like my right as a commenter. Because like, it's like amazing that people, like you were saying about the For You page, like legitimately people take that For You thing as in like, this is for me. So like this being on my page it is now my business. I now get to say whatever. Like, it's really gross. It's really weird.
I had someone, I was in Mexico and I'm like, hey, I'm in Mexico. This is nice. And that was like the whole video. And then it was like the ocean. And someone said that Who is it? Is it JoJo Siwa? Who is the girl with the bows and the pullback hair?
Yeah.
The person's is like, you're more annoying than JoJo Siwa, and then some other like really annoying celebrity combined. I hope you fucking, just it like really mean spirited. And I'm just like, and what did I respond? I just said, you sound like a really nice person who is genuinely fun to hang out with. And that was like my comment. And then they reply, sometimes. And I'm just like, oh yeah, well I guess I caught you on an off day, buddy.
Of an off day, brother. Yeah.
Sorry.
I got a comment that was like, like, why do you always show up on my FYP? Like, you're so annoying. Get a job. And I was just like, what? And then I was like, I go and look at this guy and I'm like, you follow me, bro. Like, it was just like, I go to his page and it says follow back. And I'm just like, what? So I commented, I was like, why did you like the video? And you follow me. He was like, no, I don't. And then he was like, oh shit, you're like the Zappa remix guy. And then he started going back and commenting on old videos and being like, thanks for replying, man. Have a good day.
Yeah, because
and it was just because like people don't know, like they just, I don't know, man. It's really weird. And no hate to that guy, truly. Like,
right.
It's funny. But it's just weird, dude. It's just weird. This like For You thing. Like I see a comment on friends' videos being like, I don't get it. Please explain. And you're like, no. Then keep going. I don't have to explain shit to you. Like, it's nuts, dude.
It is nuts. Okay, I've been trying to talk about this thing for a minute now, but let's talk about Slothrust because I know.
Yes.
Because dude, this is a super disjointed conversation today, but I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. My friend on the East Coast.
I am too, man.
Good.
I really am too.
Good. My friend on the East Coast is like, yo, Slothrust posted that video of you ranting in your van and the guys playing along with it, and he's like, that band is huge. But honestly, I don't know anything about Slothrust, so tell me about Slothrust. Tell me about how you got the gig, tours. Tell me, because it seems like y'all are doing well. I want to know.
Yes. They've been a band for like 10 plus years. I knew of them being in Brooklyn. They were kind of a Brooklyn band for a while. And my old roommate, when I lived here back in like 2015, 2014, maybe, I remember we like watched a music video of theirs once. And so I just knew of them, and they were just kind of like a rock band. They're like a 3-piece. Fast forward to this past, like almost a year ago now, like last May, I got a phone call randomly from this old roommate. And she was just like, hey, I got offered to audition to be a bassist for this band called Slothrust. And I was like, oh yeah. Cause I had remembered like what I just told you, like all this stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can't really do it because of my schedule, blah, 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 blah. But I thought of you. Would you want to do it? Because she, is the shit and was just kind of like following, just like, I don't know. She was like one of the first people I lived with when I moved here. And, just like, she kind of saw like that all my hustle over the years of like wanting to do music, not really knowing how. And then I got into the acting thing. And then like over quarantine, my like music video stuff started taking off. And it was just like, so it was a really cool moment that and I always saw her as someone that like knew the cool people, all the cool parties I went to in New York and Brooklyn was because of this friend.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, she would like make a phone call and then all of a sudden we're at like a rooftop party with a pool. And so it was cool to be that phone call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. She was like, I know a guy, let me give him a call. And then, I'm making breakfast in the morning and I'm like, hey, and she was like, yeah, would you want to audition? I'm like, yeah, sure. She forwards me. I said, yeah, sure. But I was like, fuck yeah, that'd be fucking sick. So she forwards me the materials and all this stuff. And I'm just like, cool. And it was, yeah, I mean, I know they auditioned like a bunch of people, but it was like essentially a self-tape. So it was like because of COVID and stuff, it was just like learn, like play this song, play this song, play this part of this song, play this part of this song, and then any other extra stuff you'd want to show us, like if you play any other instruments or whatever. And I was like, this is so up my alley. And then like I started listening more to them because I hadn't really listened to them much. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this is like so up my alley. It's got this like every now and then they'll do like weird time signature stuff. And then they have like some chugga chugga parts. And then
nice.
they'll have some like spacey alternative like beat based stuff that I really like too. So it was like really felt like a really good fit. And Leah, the singer, is queer, and it was just like really cool to. I mean, obviously I got the gig, which I was fucking stoked. But to just join like not like we were saying, was like a straight white dude band was very cool. Not that I don't love straight white dudes, but it was cool. And so I got that. So I did that. I submitted my tape, and then I got a phone call from Will, the drummer, who's like a close friend now.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Thank you for submitting like such a killer audition," because they didn't know who I was, you know. And then they were like, "Would you like to do a Zoom call?" And I did a Zoom call with him the following Monday, and it went well. It was cool. I was like, obviously, it was like after you do like a job interview or like a date or like a first date of someone you really like, and you're like, in the moment that felt really good, but now that it's over, I'm just like second guessing everything. You're like, they fucking think I suck. Like, I did that for like 4 days because I hadn't heard from him. And then like that Friday night, I was like getting drinks with a friend, and then they followed me on Instagram, like the official band account. And I was just like, come on, that's gotta mean something. And then
it's a good
Will
sign.
called me. It's a good sign.
It's
and then
a good
Will
sign.
called me the next day and was just like, well, like, we'd love to offer to welcome or whatever. And I was just like, what the fuck? You know, cause like I was always a guitar player, honestly. Like I grew up playing guitar and then got into like making like producing and shit. But like every band that I've been in, I've been like the guitar player or like guitar player / singer. But I'd always played bass and like loved writing bass lines and stuff like that. But like to like totally take focus as the hired bass player, that was like totally new for me. And it's like the fucking coolest shit in the world. It's amazing. And I have an old friend, a buddy named Matt Rubano, who played bass for Taking Back Sunday and and All American Rejects and stuff. He plays for Angels and Airwaves right now.
Oh, nice. That's a good gig. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So I called him, and because he's a bass player, he's been doing it for a while, and I was just like, dude, this is crazy. This just happened, blah, blah, blah. And then I started taking like lessons with him and stuff. Basically just completely pivoted to like what it means to be a bass player. Like I said, I always played and like, but like to really focus in on what the bass player is supposed to do, you know, quote unquote, is like really important. It's really important. And I know that probably goes without saying for most music heads, but like, I don't know, sometimes you don't know exactly what to do until you're like hired to do it. So anyway, yeah, this tour that I got hired for was with Manchester Orchestra and this band Foxing. And like, it was like huge theaters because Manchester Orchestra is like a big ass band. And like Slothrust is a big band too. I mean, they toured with like, So sorry if I'm like jumping ahead. And
no,
shit.
you're good. Wait, like, was that the first run you did with the band? Was the theater tour?
Yeah, dude.
Oh wow, that's the shit. That's fucking wild because that's like those are the best gigs is when you're doing support. When I was in Reagan Youth, we did support for Suicidal Tendencies, and
fuck yeah,
and it's just like yo, this is amazing. Like, there's fucking 1,000 people here, and we're the first fucking band. Like, that's what's up, dude.
Yeah, dude. I remember because we did like a couple before the tour started. The tour started in October, but we did a couple shows leading up to it. One of them got canceled because of COVID, but we did, we were supposed to do 3 and we ended up doing 2, but one in Albany. It was like a radio festival in Albany that was like outside on this like street, I guess the downtown area of Albany.
There's a lot of people there. I saw a photo of that on the Instagram.
Dude, I looked out and I was just like, yeah. And Will is just like, yeah, that's probably about like 2,000 people. And I'm like, excuse me? 2,000. And like, it was fucking amazing.
Was that so that was your first show with the band?
Yes. That was my first show with the band. 2,000 people outside at this radio thing. We were headlining.
Oh, wow.
And like we came back for an encore and shit. And it was just like, dude, it was fucking trippy. And then we played a festival in Nebraska a week later. So flew out to fucking Lincoln, Nebraska to play this festival. That shit was amazing too. And then tour started in Dallas, I think, or Houston. Yeah, started in Dallas. Yeah, dude, it's just been incredible.
Yeah, because okay, so first of all, it seemed like you'd been with the band for longer, like just vibes, like
yeah, we like
clicked immediately
in a really nice way. Yeah, it was very cool.
That's lovely because I've been in a band before where that did not happen so well. But
yeah,
I'm not going to say anything about it. But
well, being in a band is not a great way to do it.
But and my second thing is like I just from watching you play and your hand placement, I kind of thought you were a bass player first because
it's interesting you say that because I always kind of felt like I don't know. I feel kind of oddly at home when I'm playing bass.
Yeah, because I just noticed your pinky when you were doing some of the Matthew stuff on your remix videos, and I'm like, okay, the way his pinky is, I feel like he's playing the guitar like a bass. But then
I thought you were gonna say like a bitch.
Like a bitch. He's playing guitar like a bitch. No, because I play guitar like the way I learn guitar, and if I were playing bass and guitar coming up, my pinky kind of hangs there a lot of the time. You know?
Yeah, you're doing a lot of like index ring middle stuff. And
yeah, exactly. I do like triplets and then I do the Jimi Hendrix like thing with my pinky, like doing all the like the John Frusciante triddly.
Yeah.
But
triddly.
But for a lot of the time, my pinky, you know, because when I do leads, I'm essentially using my index finger, like these three fingers, a lot. And
yeah.
But maybe I just learned wrong. I never I don't know. But when I see,
I don't know either.
When I see like Steve Vai or like some of these like gent shredders and stuff, when they're using all four fingers, I'm just like, and I would have, in order to do that, I would have to literally reteach myself to involve my pinky more.
Yeah.
But as far as the reach on a bass is concerned, you have to always use your pinky on a bass because, like, how the fuck are you gonna reach? Those frets are giant.
Yeah.
So I looked at your hands and I'm like, yo, like that dude is a bass player turned guitar player. But mind blown.
Mind blown.
Mind blown, dog.
I guess that's good. That's cool that it looks that way. I don't know. I remember. So for guitar, I never like started with like calisthenic stuff. You know, like the warm ups on guitar, you just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like you just do that all up the guitar. So you start on the first fret, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then down all the strings, and then up, and then all the way up to like fucking 23 or whatever the fuck, and all the way back down. So it takes a long time, but you almost have to do that with bass. Like coming to have like that's one thing that like I learned with Matt is just like wanting to just like be in control of your instrument, like see, like know what it feels like. Any choice that you have to make, you know what it feels like because you have done all these, you know, like I'll do like, there's these 4 finger patterns where instead you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you slide up and you do 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And then up again, blah, blah, blah. But then you trip it out. And then you trip it out and you do 3, 2, 4, 1. You know what I mean? 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. But then it's reversed. So then it's 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 3. And you do that. And then it's just like something clicks where you're just like, I'm essentially doing everything possible that I would do. You know what I mean? Like I'm never gonna like, if I need to jump from here to here, I know how to do that because I've been doing these calisthenic workouts, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, I suppose, when to not be holding a bass together.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. For some reason, it's bringing up this memory in my head of this dude told me the story about this Tibetan monk would dig a hole in the ground, right? And then would jump in and out of the hole, and then every day dig the hole a little bit deeper. And eventually, the Tibetan monk would get to the point where he could jump like 7 feet out of a giant hole. Because he just had trained himself. So, yeah. I don't know if that has anything to do with what you just said, but it did make me think of that.
Well, maybe it's like the underwater thing, like training underwater.
Yeah. You're just ready.
I'm just ready. That's why I came on this podcast, to just let you know.
And for the record, I never thought you play guitar like a bitch. But now that you put that idea in my head, I'm going to inspect further.
Yeah. Please keep inspecting.
Be like, yo.
It makes me feel seen.
Yo, is this guy playing like a bitch? No. That's funny though. I like that. So,
yeah, bro.
So the Slothrust thing happened like after the pandemic. It's a kind of newer thing.
Newer thing, yeah. So yeah, July 2021, I got the phone call.
Lovely.
Like the official. And then we're starting up tour again. So next weekend we play Jacksonville for a festival in Jacksonville. It's called Winterland Presents. That is run by the same roommate I just told you about. She like moved to Jacksonville and runs a festival down there every year, which is pretty cool.
That's dope. So
and then then we start tour.
And how long is the run?
It is, I think, all in all, about a month, little over a month, but it's like mid to late. So I'll probably get into LA like in the middle of March. Our first date is the 17th in San Diego. I think 17th through like the 26th is that run. And then we have a couple weeks off and we start back up again in Baltimore on April 7th. That goes all the way till April 30th, our last night in Denver.
All right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
The elevation in Denver is hard.
Yeah, you get freaking stoned up there.
Yeah, that's what they do, man. They smoke the weed, but
they smoke the weed. They get way higher.
Yeah, they get so high because they're like a mile high, man. It's like 5,300 something feet. It's 5,300 something feet. I don't know the exact number, but 5,300 something feet is a mile high.
Mile High Club.
Mile High Club. But okay, cool. So, and are those going to be headlining shows?
Yes, this is a headlining tour.
Okay.
It's pretty exciting. Yeah,
so that's going to be a little bit different of a vibe than doing like a bunch of theaters.
Doing a bunch of theaters, opening like 30-minute tight set in and out, so the real guys can go.
Right.
This is our shit, you know.
That's
which
lovely.
Is exciting. Yeah, I'm excited.
Fuck yeah. Well, and so is that going to affect your like content grind? Like what do you? So do you just like swap one out for the other kind of thing? Like it's like you're putting on a different pair of shoes kind of thing.
Excuse me. Kind of, yeah. I think it's like a nice break from like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I remix? What do I remix? But like before tour, I like made like 4 or 5 remixes, and then was like, I'll just put these out throughout tour.
That's smart.
Yeah. And I might try and do that. It makes it hard when you're like, oh, I really want to remix this viral video, but like I might get more used to it as I keep touring, that I can do both more easily. But yeah, I mean, you know, when you're on tour, like you're always like filming goofy stuff, and then like you'll probably get a bunch of sick photos from a show that you can, you know, so the content's still there. It's just kind of like,
it's just different. It's the thing that when I'm doing shows and I'm not like around my editing bay, I kind of feel like, yeah, it's nice to put on a different hat and actually enjoy life and not worry about making like this specific thing. You know, you can just post a lot of goofy stories on Instagram and whatnot. Yeah.
We're on the same page, dude. We are on such the same page.
And that was the cool thing about being in the Reagan Youth Band is because it delineated so much from what I actually do. Like I essentially was cosplaying as a punk rock frontman. And the reason I said yes to the gig is because I knew it would be an interesting sociological experiment. But that band's fans actually like literally hated me.
Whoa!
Yeah,
weird.
Because I replaced a very revered deceased person.
This person died?
Yeah, the lead singer died in the 90s in a very, very tragic way. And a lot of the fans think that the band should have stopped right there. So so imagine stepping into that position where you're replacing the dead guy that everybody loves. That's hard. And the guy that wrote all the lyrics and came up with the imagery. So essentially he was like, I don't want to say he was the Brad Noel of Reagan Youth, but he definitely was like the lyrical juggernaut behind that whole thing, because the only surviving member is Paul, the guitar player, who wrote all the riffs. So,
sure.
But it was really wild because they had me running their socials, and so I would read all of the comments of just people being like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Like, and I had to, like, you want to talk about hate like more hateful than any TikTok shit I ever got were the DMs that I would field running the Reagan Youth Instagram talking about who the fuck is this guy? Like, give it up. The band's done. This fucking loser. He can't even sing. Like, yada yada. And
yeah. Damn.
But I'm glad I did it. Because if anything, it made me. I don't know. It's like, you know how they say don't meet your heroes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm meeting one right now. Just kidding.
That's funny. No, I mean, dude, I'm a fan of you for sure. But this is the thing, is the more of the kind of dad era punk, man, the old school punk, all the stuff I grew up listening to, the more I and I'm saying this on my podcast, but literally none of the people that are involved in that shit actually give a fuck what I have to say or listen to any of this. So I can safely say that seeing the way that industry works, not just the music industry, but specifically the nostalgia circuit, the punk nostalgia circuit. It's a weird fucking money grab, and there's a lot of people that are just being very performative in what they're saying and what they're doing just to fucking make a buck, dude. And it's fucking creepy and weird.
Yeah, that's too bad.
And
the whole nostalgia thing, people that I feel like that's such a toxic environment. People because it's a lot of really sad people who have turned their justified their own sadness by being no, but I love this thing and I need to preserve it, and it's and you are preventing my preservation of this thing, so you're a fucking snowflake bitch, fucking kill yourself, that it's Jesus Christ, man, chill out. That's how I feel.
Yeah, attempting to present anything remotely progressive on an old school punk band's Instagram, you might as well shoot yourself in the dick. It was really fucking sad to see, because the whole ethos of all this is be yourself. And so since when did or be yourself and fuck the status quo? So since when did raging against the status quo become adhering harder to it? You know what I'm saying?
I know, it's very interesting, man. That's the whole that's the whole thing. That's the whole political thing. We don't have to get into politics and stuff, but I do think that there's
let's talk about it.
I do think there is I don't know, people really feel they're the same archetype, no matter what side you're on. That other side is the fucking, I don't know. Each side feels like they are the Avengers, and then the other side is Thanos, you know what I mean? The Democrats are fucking Thanos to the Republicans, and vice versa, you know what I mean?
I am the left wing Joker, and the
yeah, you're a DC guy, gotcha.
I am the right wing Tyler Durden.
There you go.
If that exists, I don't even know.
But no, I think that's what you were getting at, yeah, just or somebody comparing them not wearing, somebody I saw a sign from a protest being me not getting vaccinated is I'm Rosa Parks. You know what I mean? People not getting vaccinated see themselves as Rosa Parks kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a disconnect. It's a wild time.
It's bizarre, dude. It's wild time. What you were saying before, it's not the same thing, but this idea of preserving nostalgia, whether it's punk, whether it's just a TikTok thing or whatever. I posted a video once of a clip from this movie called Three Ninjas. Did you ever watch that movie or know of that movie?
90s, 90s kids movie.
90s. I could quote that movie start to finish. I fucking loved that movie. And
they did one with Hulk Hogan called.
What's that?
They did a Hulk Hogan sequel,
or Mega Mountain or whatever.
Yeah.
The original one I could quote start to finish. It was cult classic, love it, whatever, forever. But there's a scene in it where one of them calls his brother the R word. They're my brothers are being, and then the R word.
Oh, that was used very flippantly back then.
Very flippantly, and I posted a comedy video of me watching it with someone, and then I'm oh, remember this? And then that scene happens, and I was oh, let's not watch this. Never mind, dude. When I tell you these nostalgia, millennial fucking pricks that were like, you don't have to be a baby about it. It was a different time. Like like you're like, this is a snapshot of an era. I'm like, dude,
it's a joke.
It's fucking A, it's a joke. B, like I just said, it's like a cult classic, Love, Three Ninjas, but all in all, this movie sucks.
Right.
Like fucking, it's like you're really trying to preserve this fucking kids movie. Like, fuck off, man. Like, you are like, I was just like, you don't know where I'm coming from. It's a comedy video, like,
right.
And I'm just like, and it made me like, fuck Three Ninjas. Like, fuck, like if this is the hill that these motherfuckers are gonna die on, like, I don't want to be on that fucking hill. Like, stay up there. Like, truthfully, like, I had a fucking poster for Three Ninjas in my room for the longest time. And then after a while of that happening on that one video, I fucking took it down. I threw it away.
It's like it's like, yo,
adult.
Pantera is a decent band, but their fans suck, bro.
Yeah.
Like, well, and it gives me similar vibes to in Charlottesville. Was it not Charlottesville, but Richmond, Virginia, when they wanted to take down the Confederate statue, and how many people were like, but we have to preserve history. It's like, fuck your history. Dude, get rid of that shit. And
yeah, or just fucking remember it in your brain if you love it so much, and just keep going. Like, you don't need a fucking statue of some racist motherfucker.
Yeah, and it's just it's a different time, but that doesn't mean you should relish in that difference and be like, wait, it should be just like it used to be. I mean, that's like I don't know if you've recently watched Ace Ventura, but it's like fucking really transphobic. Like dude.
Oh my god,
like the whole
scene was just awful.
Yeah, the whole crying game bit at the end, like that people would be super fucking outraged. And you know what? Like, I think it's a good thing that human beings are progressing and that we are, we are evolving, and not just the fart smell. Like, we are evolving.
Not just the fart smell.
Not just the fart smell. Like the fact that the end of Ace Ventura is problematic. Like, do you really want to?
Dude, it's awful. All the cops are like puking, right? When like they find out that this like woman is a man or something.
Exactly.
Is that what happens? Like, yeah. And all the cops are like, and you're like,
yeah.
God, that's awful. That's like nightmare shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And, but that was like a hilarious joke in the
hilarious.
90s. Yeah. That was like peak humor not peak humor, but that was like Jim Carrey. I mean, even when you
iconic movie. I mean, like,
even when you listen to Jim Carrey talk these days, he's like a fucking like spiritual guru talking about like how he disconnects from the Matrix and shit. It's like, yeah, that's Ace Ventura now. Do you still want to live at Ace Ventura 1994 intelligence level? Like, Ace Ventura now is literally talking about like his views on depression and his views on
speaking
of,
Mono Neon has like a dope remix of a Jim Carrey thing. Speaking of, I gotta find it. It's really good.
Is it Jim Carrey like new age Jim Carrey, like being all super spiritual? I got to check that out.
It almost looks like it's from a show, but I think it's an interview that he did. But he also did like a show recently. Did you ever see it? It was like Jim Carrey. It was like he wanted to do a kids within the show. He wanted to host a kids show about death.
I haven't seen it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yes, I forgot what it's called.
I think it was on
really
Showtime.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know what the fuck it was called, but dude, I'm for the evolved version of Jim Carrey.
Right.
Like, I don't.
Of course.
I don't think we should be living in the definition of punk rock is 1984's definition of punk rock. I think like we should have an evolved. Like if this thing.
I think like MC or whoever from Beastie Boys said something like, I'd rather be like, I forgot, it's like more eloquently put, but like, because they had some problematic like misogynist stuff in their early lyrics and stuff. But like, yeah, I think when asked about it, he said something of like, I'd rather grow from that and like change my mind or whatever than be an asshole forever.
Exactly. And I think, one of the Beastie Boys married to Kathleen Hanna. So it's like, do you really?
I think it was him. I think it was him that said it.
Because I mean, a lot of their early lyrics was about they were joking around about being on dust, and the lyrics were misogynistic, and it was like this whole party thing, and then they grew up, and I think you're right about that whole nostalgia thing. How sad it is that these human beings, especially these old punkers, they're like in their 50s and they're like, but punk rock is, they're literally like standing Johnny Rotten, who's a Trump supporter, and being like,
dude.
Like G.G. Allen, punk used to mean something. And it's like, what? It's like now that we want to respect community and take care of other people and be, I don't know. Like you can say fuck you without hurting people. Like if you say to the right kind of people, like it shouldn't be about, it shouldn't be about fucking over the person who's like on a societal level, like close to you. It should be about like the people in power and the Jeff Bezos is like, there are enemies, I believe.
Yeah, right.
But like if someone wants to have like different pronouns or something, like, well, what the fuck is that hurting your punk points? Like you fucking old dinosaur, fuck you.
For real.
And the mask thing and the pandemic thing, it got so fucking gnarly, and I'm glad I don't have to pretend like I'm punk anymore.
Right. You're free of it.
Yeah, I can just be fucking weird, and I can just be myself, and I don't have to like feel the hatred of a bunch of people stuck in the fucking 80s. It's just so liberating, dude.
Yeah.
Like hatred. Like you're not the guy that when I listen to these records is singing like fuck you for existing, hatred.
Like to rejoin or to join a band as the lead singer, no matter what, it's just like, man, what a freaking tall order. Because I joined as the bass player. I mean, granted, it's a 3-piece, and their old bass player was like a big part of the band, obviously. And then a lot of people have been like, "Where's this guy?" But the singer, man, that's just like crazy.
It was not. It was an interesting experience, but I feel like I don't know. I have a big open slate now as far as what I can do with my life. I can do fucking anything. I can go on tour with my band. I can just make stupid videos. I can hang out with my cats, and I don't have to like fucking pretend. But that's the thing is I wasn't pretending when I was singing for that band. I was being me, and that's what people fucking hated is because I was like, because when I'm on stage, I'm like, I'm like theatrics. I'm kind of like
dude.
It's
the video that you perform or that you have where you're like, you make a joke that like Lit is the best punk.
That's
riff.
My band, Downtown Brown.
That's Downtown Brown.
Yeah.
Because I admittedly don't know who had never heard of Reagan Youth, but
they're a New York. They were started in the early 80s as part of the New York hardcore scene by a bunch of 17-year-old kids that they use fascistic imagery, but like in a tongue-in-cheek kind of manner for shock value, and the lyrics are really on point. I fuck with Reagan Youth. The lyrics are on point. But what's wild is when you listen and get a vibe for what music is about, and then you A, meet the people involved, and then B, you meet the people that are fans of the music, and a lot of what they're preaching, it just doesn't exist. It's fucked because you're like, okay, like I fuck with this band and the message of this band, but man, it gets lost in the sauce.
Yeah, man. It can like over time, and then you're like, I feel like it begs the question of like, did you misunderstand like what this music's all about in the first place?
in a big way. I tell this story before on my podcast, but I had a 17-year-old girl hit me up on the Instagram and be like, you guys are fucking white supremacists and I hate you. And you're my dad's favorite band and he's a neo-Nazi. And I was just like, whoa. I started sending her lyrics and I'm like, this band is anti-fascist. This band is like a anti-fascist anarchist peace punk band. And I started explaining some of the lyrics and she's like, whoa, because there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek kind of satire humor going on with the lyrics. Like if you check it out, you might be like, whoa, did he just say that in a song? Like,
sure.
The Reagan Youth theme song, they fucking say some Nazi shit, but it's because once again, it's like back to the Jello thing. They're talking about They're comparing Reagan's youth, like the people that worship Reagan, to Hitler youth.
And that's like the name of the fucking band. Like the name of the band is tongue-in-cheek thing.
Exactly. But there's motherfuckers out there that are straight up Nazis that are like, yo, Reagan Youth is my shit. When in fact,
That's pretty smart of the band to name it that. If you can get everybody, you can trick it goes back to the tricking people thing. You can trick neo-Nazis into liking your shit.
I mean,
you're on something.
It's wild. There's footage on the internet at a gig that before I was in the band, I was just their tour manager, and we were at this gig in Orange County, and these like Nazi dudes showed up and got stomped out on stage while Reagan Youth was playing. And
holy shit.
There's a viral clip that still gets posted like once a year by the LA punk scene. And it's just all the LA punks are like, this is what happens if you come to one of our shows. And it's like, you ever see the old like Wile E. Coyote cartoon where it's just a cloud and then all you see is fists?
Yeah.
It was that in real life. And I was there. I was standing right there, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy because it's two skinhead guys, and then just fists, like, and it looked like a fucking tornado, and so woo. Yeah, and that's the band that I was.
That you're not in anymore.
That I'm not in anymore. For 2 years, I hung out. I tried to hang with those maniacs, and it just didn't. Yeah.
It sounds like you lived it, but did you ever see a movie called Green Room?
Oh yeah. That movie,
dude,
so
good.
That movie is not a very accurate portrayal of tour life. Let me tell you from the jump, in the very beginning of the movie, they wake up in the van. And they wake up in the van, and it's in a cornfield because I guess they fell asleep and the van just went off the road. And so like from the jump, as a touring musician, not very believable. And then they're like, we have to siphon gas to get to the next gig. Not very believable. And then they're like, oh, well, my bro got us this gig at this fucking place. And then they realize it's a fucking, it's a Nazi place. This is the thing. Any band, I don't care how fucking punk rock you were, you see the Nazi shit, you leave. You're gone.
Sure.
You know,
right.
But instead, they get up on stage and they're like, we're in the den of a literal gang of white supremacists. Let's just sing Dead Kennedys and really show them. Like, I mean, the whole thing, we would have been gone. First of all, and second of all, if you fall asleep while you're driving your van, you might die. Yeah. You're not going to wake up in a cornfield. But anyway, that's my gripe with Green Room. Other than that, Patrick Stewart as a Nazi, lovely.
Lovely. We didn't know we needed that.
Yeah, the world needed that.
Die knowing that happened, experiencing that.
But then again, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, don't be
I was just going to say, like, you saying that makes me think, like, okay, if we didn't see them in a cornfield, if we didn't see them siphoning gas, if we didn't see them playing that shit, if you remember, they played some shitty show before that where they made no money.
Oh, okay.
Then we definitely wouldn't have bought that they're gonna play this Nazi show. But since we did see that they're so so down on their luck in like an almost unbelievable way, you're like, okay, I see why they're gonna play the Nazi show. And they're saying fuck you to the Nazis. Okay, that's fun. But then it turns into like, I feel like it does tap in a little bit of like the uncertainty of those DIY tours. We're playing in a weird ass venue right now. Maybe there aren't a murderous gang of Nazis here, but like there's some weird shit going on here for sure. And I really like that. I feel like it was like, because I also really liked it because I feel that director is from Virginia. And I'm from Virginia. Oh, okay. And it definitely growing up in high school, like some of the shows that me and my buddies would like road trip like an hour north on this like weird Virginia highway to go see. And it was like a bunch of dudes way older than us, like moshing and creeping on people.
With their shirts off, all sweaty and
sweaty and stuff. And like, dude, it was like, we're in some like Masonic lodge temple place. Like this shit is fucking weird. So I feel like that kind of tapped into it. That's why I really liked it.
That's a good point. Maybe I'm just being a little too like, that's not how tour works, you know, instead of just enjoying a fucking movie. So my bad.
Dude, you're trying to preserve it, bro. You're one of those fucking
I lived it, bro. That's why I got so mad initially at that Adam guy. I'm just like, what does this guy know? I fucking live this shit. I am rock and roll, you know, like.
Who's Adam?
The guy who I did the rant.
Oh, that's right, Adam.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Adam. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
Fuck. Well, no. Initially, I was like,
I'm
yeah.
kidding. We like Adam.
And we like him now. Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, what time is it? 2:21. 2:21.
Dude, we've been chatting for 2.5 hours.
2 hours and 16 minutes and 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds, 13
That's
seconds.
incredible.
Yeah. No, this is not. This is nice because, well, what's weird is this podcast is slowly becoming just cool people I meet on TikTok. Like I have an interview tomorrow with my friend Breezy, and she's in a band called Body Farm, and she's super rad, and that's gonna be like, that's just another person I met on TikTok. I might have given her
fucking awesome.
I might have given her COVID because when we played in Cleveland with Reagan Youth, I actually didn't. We all got COVID after that show. Not all of us, but she and her partner did, and then I got it, and the drummer Reagan Youth got it. So it's like for some reason, yeah, I think we might have given each other COVID possibly, and
we all found out at the end of the first leg of the Manchester tour that a lot of people in the camp, one of the camps, got COVID, and we were like, "Fuck, that must mean that everyone has it." But thankfully, no one from our team had it. We were like, "Whoa, okay."
yeah, it's weird because I was in a van with 5 people, and I got it, and one other person got it, but no one else got it. So it's like you think if you were in that close quarters with people, but it's weird.
Everyone has it.
It's weird. It's like I feel like it just chooses. Some people get it, some people don't. Some people are symptomatic, some people aren't. Some people's farts never smell the same, and some people don't even notice they fucking have it. You know, like what?
Yeah, dude.
What the?
It's trippy.
It's mad trippy. It's mad trippy. I have to okay, so I have to pee. I would love to continue talking, but I have to pee and I have to work. My girlfriend does a candle company and I'm her employee, and I have to give her 3 hours today.
Dude, 2.5 hours of chatting is more than enough. I'm all good. We can call it here. It's totally cool.
Yeah, but if I'm ever in Brooklyn, because my girlfriend Allie used to live in Washington Heights, so we
cool.
We frequent New York City. She has family there. She is super Italian and has a lot of family in Brooklyn, actually.
Awesome.
What's the fucking pizza place we went to? Spimono Garden?
Oh yeah, that rings a bell. I'm not a big pizza guy. I'm a gluten-free guy, so I don't do pizza much.
She's gluten-free as well.
Oh.
Yeah, but her family kept feeding me like these big pieces of pizza from Spumoni Gardens.
Damn, that sounds fucking awesome.
You know what? Like, she's lactose and gluten, and it's...
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it's just a total bummer because I will get, like, a couple slices or something, and she'll be like, that smells so good. If I ate that, it literally would ruin my life.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I apologize for your gluten allergy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's... it sucks. Like... It sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks almost as bad as the farts not smelling the same. Just like, are these things we just have to live with for the rest of our days?
Yeah, this whole gluten thing. I feel like everyone's kind of gluten-free now that eventually gluten just won't be around anymore. No, I'm just kidding. It is weird. It does suck not being able to just like living in New York, and I just can't pop in and get like a couple slices on my way home, or pop in and get like a fucking delicious bagel with a bunch of stuff. That being like there are more options than before, but just that ease is just so nice. Or like a bodega sandwich. You just go and get like the best sandwich you've ever had. I'm just like, fuck, I can't do that because I can't eat bread.
Yeah, because I mean, I definitely eat a lot of gluten-free pastas, gluten-free bagels and stuff because we live together. And, you know, it's come a long way, but also it's good. It's a little different. Just a little different.
A little different.
Like
sure.
gluten-free cookies, a little different.
Yeah, for real.
It's a little different.
It's either like too crunchy or too soft. They haven't perfected the like what everyone loves about cookies yet.
Yeah, we got some last night that were too soft, and then I've had the too crunchy kind as well. We need to meet somewhere in the middle, gluten-free gods. But dude, thank you for remixing my rant, and I'm glad.
Yeah, man.
And thank you for asking to be on this. I'm glad to know you. And is the Slothrust tour coming through Detroit potentially?
I think so. Can I look at the dates real quick?
Yeah, look at the dates. Because I want to come. If I can come,
that would be amazing.
And peep y'all, that would be sick because I like a good rock concert.
Yeah, man.
I enjoy a guitar or two.
There will be a couple guitars, at least one.
Boom.
Yeah, man. This was so like, I don't know, dude. It's very cool to chat with you. I just feel like there was not long lost connection, but just like this weird connection.
Well, you're a funny dude and you make music.
Thanks, man.
I don't know if I'm like, people say the same thing about me. I'm not going to like just claim to be funny, but I like.
No, you're a funny dude that makes music too. And and like you said, we kind of look like cousins.
Yeah. It was wild, dude. Like my homie Matt is like, "Is this you?" And I'm like, "No, but this fucking video's sick." So that was like my intro. And then next thing I know, like I'm one of your videos. Dude.
The
internet is that's one question I wanted to ask, because when I was with Reagan Youth, we did this one interview and this guy sat Reagan Youth down and was like, "Hey, tell me about the first time you met me." Like the interviewer like started the interview with that. Like, tell me about what you were thinking when you first met me. Like he made the interview about him right from the jump. It was very weird.
Yeah.
But how did you see my rant on your For You page? Is that how that happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely. Pretty sure that's what happened. Yeah. And I was like, I think I saw like a couple people either responding to it or something. And then I was like, oh yeah, gotta remix that. Sometimes I'm like, when I'm in the mood of remixing like a lot, or like in a groove of remixing a lot, I'm just like always looking for it and always doing it. But sometimes I forget, like when I just did the Euphoria one and the Uncut Gems one, I was just like, oh yeah, shit, I should remix these because that's what I do.
Well, this is my question. Like, what makes you choose a smaller creator over something that's like has mad viral already energy? Like, because the Euphoria thing has mad already, everyone knows about it, and the Uncut Gems that already everyone that's going fucking nuts right now. So, like, what made you decide like some shithead screaming about being in a band? Was it like what made like I don't know what?
First off, I agreed 100% agreed with you.
Okay.
So that was big.
Yay. All right.
That was, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like, yeah. That's so true. Of like
you have a van tattoo. Like you have a,
and I have a van.
You have a van tattooed on you. Like
that was my high school band. We were called Knuckle Puck, not to be confused with the very successful, good pop punk band or punk band now called Knuckle Puck. But we were a Mighty Ducks themed hardcore metalcore band. And we toured. We went on 2 very short tours in my junior and senior year of high school, and it was like life changing, amazing. And this is the van. It's my friend's mom's van that we toured in.
Please tell me you did like a hardcore breakdown where you did quack. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We did quack. Yeah, that was our. We had a song called Team Iceland that started with quack, 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 and it was just dude, and just we were just yelling quack, quack, quack.
Yeah, because how could you be in a Mighty Ducks hardcore band and not have a quack breakdown or intro or
Yeah, we did a quack breakdown. We did we just had a whole song, We Are the Ducks, where we would just like interview. We would just like be like, it was like Charlie Conway. The whole album is on YouTube because someone uploaded it, which is funny. No one in the band. I'll send that to you.
That's funny, dude.
It's fucking good. And then we did a cover of Shine by Collective Soul.
That's great.
And we do not come through Michigan, unfortunately. We're Ohio, Illinois, Minnesota.
Where in Ohio? Cleveland or
Wisconsin? Cincinnati.
Oh, it's too far south.
Chicago.
Chicago's 4.5 hours west.
So I'll see you there, bro.
If I'm feeling froggy.
No, I'm sorry that we're not coming closer, but I do hope to meet you IRL one day.
Why aren't you coming to Toledo, Ohio? What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's a it's a fucking metropolis. It's on the rise.
What about like Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri? Is that like way further?
That's all further than Chicago.
I don't know geography like that.
Yeah, one day. But it's good to know you. Thanks for being on this program. This is my podcast. It's called SUPcast, as in What's Up Cast, and this is episode 70 something. Been doing it for a minute, and I'm here with meme lord, internet personality, actor, thespian, musician, Brooks Allison, aka Boy Brooks.
Yes.
Yeah, and man, I feel like we broke new ground today. I had my first guest defecate on the podcast.
I shit all over it, figuratively and literally.
Now, all I need you to do is I'm going to send you the part where the poop actually drops in the toilet, and it's audible. And then I'm gonna send that to you to remix.
Yeah, dude. My guess it's like an F sharp.
Yeah. Only time will tell. You got to get it in the DAW first, and then we'll decide.
Yeah, get it in the DAW, or I'll get it in OBS.
Yeah, once you get it in OBS, he's got that OBS.
Yeah. What is it? BOS? What are you working with? OBS.
It's OBS. Do you don't live stream?
No, I'd like to. I don't have like the optimal setup. It's always like another step. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I seemingly figured out TikTok, cool, but I'm not doing Patreon. Shit, I got to figure out Patreon. Oh, I figured out Patreon, but I haven't figured out live stream.
Yeah, you should get a Patreon because people that will be a good supplement to your income. Like every little bit helps. I feel like when you're a musician, you just have to tap into every single possible way to make $1 just so you can buy food.
Yes, bro. It's depressing, but it's true. It's real life.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, you just got to do what you got to do so you can remain weird. It's either this or, spend your time giving your time to someone else. So,
which I will never do. I'm just kidding.
I mean, preferably everything pops off and you don't have to ever do it. You could be like Snoop Dogg. You can fucking buy Death Row Records. And there's a skit on the new Snoop Dogg album where he's on the phone with his crypto accountant, and he's no, for real.
2022.
I know, but that's
awesome.
It seems like a legit call, and Snoop Dogg's like, okay, and how much is in my crypto account right now? And he's like 4.6 mil, and he's like, how much was my initial investment? And the crypto guy says 365,000. Then it just busts into this like, I'm making money, like.
Oh my god!
I mean, that's me paraphrasing it. You should.
Yeah.
But yeah, we live in a world where on the new Snoop Dogg album, there's literally a skit where Snoop Dogg is talking about stacking crypto. Like he's fucking, dude. Because not only does he own Death Row Records now and has like 9 television shows, but he's on that Bitcoin fucking grind too, man.
Yeah, I just sold all mine because I'm just too low on money to like have this low amount. Yeah, we're getting into finances now. I don't think it's. I don't want to dox myself here.
No, we don't have. No, I was just talking about Snoop Dogg has a skit about crypto, but yeah,
he was fucking incredible in the fucking Super Bowl halftime show. It just like brought me to tears how fucking good he was.
Yeah, and I remember it was funny because I was watching with my girlfriend the Super Bowl halftime show. I went to that concert and in Detroit. 20 years ago. It was called the Up in Smoke tour.
Yes.
And it was everyone but like Anderson, Paak, and Kendrick.
Of course, right.
And 50 Cent hadn't come out yet either because 50 Cent came out in 2004. I'm showing my age here, but I remember I went with this girl and I smoked a bunch of weed and we drove to the concert in my 95 Ford Escort. And I remember looking around and being like, how do I dance to this? And I did this thing
You're like
where I was
asking everyone. Yeah.
I was just like, I'm all stoned. I'm like, I like Eminem. I like Dr. Dre. One thing I do want to bring up about the Dre 2001 album. Have you heard that album? It's the one with
Chronic 2001.
Chronic 2001. It's the one with still DRE. Yep. It's incredibly misogynistic. And when you listen to the record, there's an actor. You know how there's a skit where Snoop Dogg is talking about crypto with his crypto bro? There's a skit on the Chronic 2001 where it's called Pause for Porno, and Dr. Dre is like having sex, and like he's like, I'm nutting all over your face, and it's like
Jesus Christ.
So in 1999, Dr. Dre was producing an album, and he's like, we need to just put a skit in here where I'm ejaculating on a woman's face, like, and let's leave it in the record. So that's on there.
Yeah,
you can.
And in case it's not clear, I'm gonna say that I'm doing that.
Yes.
So the listener is completely aware.
Yes. So if you right now open Apple Music or Spotify, your favorite streaming platform, you can listen to Dr. Dre pantomiming a nut shot as part of the album Chronic 2001. It exists.
Well, I'll bring this up real quick before we depart. There's also one, and I was just talking about this with a friend, and then shortly before that, I was talking about it with another friend. So it's really in the ether. There's a skit on the Marshall Mathers LP called like Ken Caniff or whatever, and it's legitimately just like a blowjob happening, like it's like a gay blowjob going on. And I was like, and I was in 6th grade. I remember listening to that in 6th grade and being turned on, being like, what, you know? And it's just like this weird, like super, like some of Eminem's lyrics, everyone knows it's like super homophobic, transphobic, scary, violent threats against gay people.
Yeah.
And it's like, but also, you know, I remember, I will never forget those songs. Like I can sing like a lot of those songs front to back, and I still like them. And, but yeah, it was funny to like both. It was just funny to have like a sexual awakening when listening to this super homophobic skit. Like, thanks, Eminem.
Yeah. And I wonder, does he know? Because the other funny part about that, because I'm from Detroit, the actual.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The actual.
I've been, by the way.
Yeah. What's up? The actual people that are doing the sucking are the Insane Clown Posse. Like that was a whole thing at the time.
Whoa, they're doing the sucking on the. We're listening to.
It's no. Okay. The Insane Clown, like it's a skit, right? But the people who are sucking Ken Caniff's dick on that skit are supposed to be Violent J and Shaggy Two Dope from the Insane Clown Posse, because there was
so that was
like
a diss.
It was a diss, but in turn,
this is awesome.
Not only was it a diss to the Insane Clown Posse, but it was a sexual awakening for you at a young age. I mean, like, think about all of the boxes that Marshall Mathers checked in making that skit. He effectively dissed the ICP, and on top of it, he fucking opened the. It was I love this. This is great. This is the best part of the podcast. It's at the very end. I love this.
Well, yeah. Yeah, no, I think like, he inadvertently, like, because I'm sure there were a bunch of like queer, like, you know, 12-year-old boys like me listening and being like, whoa, like that's, I mean,
that's kind of hot.
That makes me, that's hot. That makes me want to suck a dick. So I did. So that's when I started.
Oh my God, that's fucking amazing. Well, and
I can't wait to meet Eminem one day and be like, dude, thank you.
Be like, yo,
I suck dick because of you.
Oh my God. That's fucking amazing, because that begs the question, like, is Eminem actually homophobic, or is all of that just this like you know, rap battle kind of front thing? That's just how because I remember when he defended that shit, and then he did the whole performative thing with Elton John. Yeah, and I remember he talked about that's just how we talk, dog. Because I remember being in 3rd grade and fucking, you know, flippantly using the F slur and saying everything.
Before, while I was closeted, I would use it and stuff.
Yeah, and saying everything is gay, just meaning like that was not cool. Like, that's fucking gay, dog. That's gay. Like, and
it's so funny. It's just so it's bad. Obviously, it's bad, but it's funny to look back on that. It's like it's kind of just in line with everything we've been talking about with, like, you know, wanting to grow as opposed to like, that's just what it meant. You're just like, dude, but we're in a better place now where we can agree that that's not cool. But now it's just sus.
Yeah.
Everyone just says fucking sus. It's like, breaks my heart to be like, this guy's acting sus when they mean like gay. And you're like, dude, no.
Oh, you think sus is the new gay?
I think it's used that way for sure sometimes. Like,
oh, I have heard it used that way.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. I think it's like, that being said, I think it's funny to be like, oh, this dude's sus, but it's bad. It's like homophobic. It's like the same shit. Or like fruity. This guy's acting fruity. That hasn't gone anywhere. It's just awful, man. It's still like rampant. I think people talk about the new generation, how more fluid and open they are and stuff. And I do agree. And I think that's cool. But then you see on TikTok the comments and you're like, well, it's still there. It just looks different.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I feel like some of the most ignorant people are the ones with the loudest voices, and
for sure.
And I feel like the people, some of the least well-educated people are the ones that are spouting off the most. So like, for all intents and purposes, like, I don't know. I think we're progressing.
I do too. We're evolving, dude.
Yeah,
we can't smell our farts anymore.
Our farts all smell like cat food. It's
yeah,
but yeah, I just love the fact that like, I mean, let's say Marshall Mathers, the human being, is actually a homophobe. Like he actually is legitimately a homophobe. Just the fact that his homophobic diss towards the Insane Clown Posse like made some young men want to put penises in their mouth. That's poetry. Love it.
Yeah, it's poetry. Mwah. It's better poetry than he could ever write. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. But I mean, there are definitely arguments to be made that he's like scary homophobic at times. Like what? I forgot what song where he's like,
well, he's scary, like talking about killing his wife at times, like that. And
that too.
There's so much like incel red flag energy on those old records, his first 2 records, before he did 8 Mile and Lose Yourself, before he started getting into like self-help rap. It was like, his shit was like
self-help rap.
Yeah, pretty much. His shit was like really intense. But I remember like it being exciting to me because
and a lot of it was funny. Like, to go back to like the humor part of it, it's like
he got
the
way
real
serious.
Slim Shady.
Yeah,
like that song. I love that song. The beat is goofy as fuck.
Yeah,
you know, it's just like it's kind of like arguably like comedy stuff, and like the music video was comedy. It was like weird. It was a really weird like blend of stuff, and like who knows, like you were saying, like Jello Biafra, fucking, or like Reagan Youth, of like presenting it this way because it's like almost like a parody, or it's almost like a shock. I don't know. I don't want to back up because he does say like, my words are like a dagger with a jagged edge who will stab you in the neck, whether you're a F or les. I guess les is not as bad to say as FAG. But,
yeah, that's intense.
And that's intense. It's like, I will like, but then he continues and then he gets transphobic for a second, and he says, it basically says he hates gay people and he wants to kill them. Yeah, that's essentially what he's saying in that line.
There's even a part in the music video where he's like, a man and a man elope or something like that.
Elope, yeah.
And in the actual video, there's 2 men about to do the first kiss after getting married, and he like pops in between them and he goes, eh. Like
the ad lib right there is like, ugh.
Yeah,
like, oh my god,
yeah.
It's such a like,
and yo, that's like the culture that people are like, why can't we just hang on to that? Things were better back then. It's like, dude, you really, that's like you were saying, that's the hill you want to die on? Ace Ventura, like Eminem's rampant homophobia, or can we die on the skit of Dr. Dre nutting on a woman's face and the Insane Clown Posse sucking off Ken Kniff? Like let's keep those parts, right?
Right.
No, but it's shocking. The Dr. Dre shit, like you're listening to the record and you're like, oh, cool. And then it goes, and now here's some porno. And it's just like Dr. Dre going, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck is this, man?
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. It's bizarre. I think they're just like they just want to try some stuff. I think like artists are like fucking freaks, man. They're just like, let's just fucking freak out. I got this platform.
Dude, Dre on that record straight up talks about, he talks about a nut on a towel and I pass out. That's like in one of his songs. The song called Let's Get High. He goes, I turned that ass out, nutted on a towel and passed out. That's like the bar, dude.
Yeah.
It is just like, okay,
that's the bar, my man.
Fucking sick. Like this, I'm like white kid from the suburbs. This is my shit. You know?
Yeah, dude. Yep.
Man, I gotta go listen to that Slim Shady record now, and I gotta listen to the dick sucking skit. It's this
dick sucking skit's like, oh yeah, you hear like, oh yeah. I was like, this is hot. This is like audio porn.
Yeah, it's like ASMR, but like early 2000s ASMR.
Yeah, they were ahead of their time.
But interesting fun fact, because I do know what skit you're talking about. The people sucking the dick are the Insane Clown Posse, because when I saw that concert, the Up in Smoke tour, Eminem brought out 2 blow-up dolls. And he,
oh wow,
and he, you can find the clip on YouTube, and he had their faces painted like the Insane Clown Posse, and he's like, yo, these two clowns be sucking dick, and he threw the blow up dolls into the audience, and then the audience like ripped them to shreds, and there was a big,
them. Oh my god,
yeah. So he's like, yo, but the thing is I think it was like female blow up dolls. You know, the whole thing, the whole thing is just ridiculous. I need to know if you ever get in touch with Eminem, please promise me you're going to tell him that story.
Yeah. You're like, bro, thank you. I just want to say thank you. Oh, that's so funny.
If Eminem only knew.
Yeah. I never knew I. That's one of his songs. That was good.
Yeah, he never knew and now we know.
He knew and now we know
Now we knows Fucking oh Marshall, what are we gonna do with you?
Dude, I hope that you have me on this again because it's really nice chatting with you. But maybe I'll make a podcast just so we can chat again because it's been great.
Yo, well, like once I beat this depression thing, I'm gonna make more.
Dude, you're not gonna beat it.
Well,
sorry.
Once it
I'm just kidding.
Hey, shut up, dude. I'm on a roll
dude,
right now.
I'm 30. You're older than me, and I know better than you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not like about beating it, but once it becomes manageable enough to where I'm not being in my own way all the time.
Yeah, man.
Because that's my main problem. It isn't that like people are in my way. It's that I'm in my own fucking way. And so it's a matter of me being...
It's like a blessing and a curse at the same time. Or like a curse and a blessing, I should say it that way.
Yeah.
Because if you're in your own way, then you can kind of... I don't know. I guess you could arguably change it because you're you. But sometimes when it's other people, it's like, that's them. I can't really... I mean, I could stop working with them or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So essentially what as I progress later into life, I just have to quit second guessing myself and be nicer to myself, and then I think my productivity will increase because I won't be, I do make a lot of shit, but
yeah, man.
But with this podcast, especially, like I would like to get to the point where I'm doing it once a week, where I'm consistent with it. Because the problem with me is I lack consistency in some things because I just get in my own way. I'm just like, oh, fuck it. I'm just like, fuck it. But then I get on a roll, and then I get in my own way, and then it's cyclical. It's weird. But
I don't have a podcast, but like it does seem like if you really want your podcast to be the thing, it like takes over, and you have to like. There's a Patreon just for the podcast, and then it's like you're booking people, and then you get like a producer to help book people. So it's like if you can, and I hate to be that guy that's like, don't beat yourself up, dude. But like. I think that you can find solace in that, like making a podcast is like fucking next to impossible. It seems really easy because you're just fucking talking into a mic, but it's like, there's so many moving parts that like, it's like really hard to be the only one that's making it happen. So
yeah, it's not really that hard for me. I can talk, I talk.
Yeah, dude, of course.
I talk a lot. I have a lot to say. I don't know. I know interesting people. It's just a matter of being diligent about it, and
of course,
and finding the energy and the time. But see, that's the thing is, I want to tour. I want to be in my band. I want to make silly videos. I want to make YouTube videos, and I want to do a podcast. And I want to do it all consistently, and that's where it becomes kind of. It's just like, how do you do it all well? How do you do it all consistently?
Yeah.
You
are doing that though, right? I mean, wouldn't you, like if you took a step back and looked at it, you'd be like, yeah, I am. But you just know like the unhappy parts.
I know that if I was optimally functioning, like I wasn't depressed, I probably would be more prolific in my output, but also it's a part of who I am. And I'm not bipolar, but there's definitely like upswings and downswings, and I think that so much of that is just I just have to deal with it,
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like when you were saying that there was that one day where you're feeling stir crazy and you just got on the train, and that's like every other day for me. I'm like, I literally have like a. Like I'm like, should I be doing this with my life? Like, what should I be doing? Like, should I be doing something else? Should I go somewhere? Should I move somewhere else? Like, am I with the right person? Am I doing the right thing? Yes. It's just too fucking. It's too much. Like I'm working on the gratitude thing, like waking up being like, hey, I'm still alive. A lot of people I know are dead, dude. So it's like, you know, when you get to be my age, like you get to in your 40s, like you'll start to notice like, wow, like a lot of these people fucking just didn't make it. It's
really close friend of mine passed away 2 years ago now. And it's just like, man, it's really sad. It's like, it fucking happens, man.
Yeah. And the other weird part about it is not knowing when that last moment with that person is, because I remember in 2012, I gave my one friend a hug and I'm just like, well, I'll see that motherfucker at the next party. I'll see that motherfucker at the next event.
Whatever.
Never saw him again, you know? And it's, yeah. So I don't know. I'm here. I want to make, that's my mantra. And I'm going to, right before we jump, my mantra is make cool shit before I die. So, and you make cool shit.
And you're already doing it.
Yeah, well, I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
You're doing it. I mean, like, I will say, and a friend said this to me and it really clicked, was like, what people see is like people see the, I guess shit. People see your highlight reel, right? People that watch and see you, they're seeing your highlight reel, but you are living your behind the scenes documentary. And that's harder sometimes, you know, but you have to keep in mind, like when people see you and your output, they see this guy's doing cool shit. They don't see like this guy's trying to do cool shit.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how, I don't think I'd take to the streets what I just said, but I do feel like you can find some solace there. I try and tell myself that when I'm feeling.
Yeah, but like, no, it's true though. It's true. Like, I'm sure there's people that look at my highlight reel and they're like, yo, this guy's got a dope life. But like behind the scenes, I'm fucking too hard on myself. It all stems from the daddy thing. It's all just because
daddy. Don't get me. I mean, I played soccer for my dad in college, and that's when I was still like closeted and stuff. And he went to that college, and he was like Mr. like jock fraternity guy, like played 2 sports, like ladies man. And I was really trying to live that life, and I just was like, it was really, really, really hard. Whether it was I felt pressure from him or whatever, but like, so I get it, man. I get the daddy thing. I get the who am I versus my daddy.
Yeah, my daddy was not very nice, but
I'm sorry to hear that. And we don't have to get into that.
I had a nice mom. No, I'm okay with it. This is my other question. That picture above your keyboard, is that you?
Oh no, that's my dad. That's like it's funny that because I kept it because I think it's funny, but it's also like an odd. I don't want to get too like philosophical about it, but it's kind of like I like to imagine my dad just like he was just a kid too, you know?
Yeah. Well,
and then Tears for Fears.
I just want to, my dad was once a whimsical child and also Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears.
Also, Ken Kniff skit from them.
Yeah.
But that's wild because that's something I don't necessarily think about. I just always see my dad as this imposing, kind of like tyrant of a really judgmental, angry person. But yeah, like there was a time where he was a little shit just like me.
Yeah.
That is something that I'm going to think about. Think about it. I'm going to think about it. I got to go, but this was awesome. Hey, real quick, plug anything you want to plug. What are your socials? Plug Slothrust.
Brooks Allison at Brooks Allison is my first and last name. On TikTok, on Instagram, follow me on Spotify for my original music, Boy Brooks, and follow Slothrust on all socials and Spotify and shit where I play bass.
Yo, hey, thanks. Thanks, Brooks. This was fun.
Thanks, Neil.
I'm a huge fan, and I think you're a really enjoyable person to talk with as well. And we did it.
We did it. I'd love to do it again anytime. I think your room. I'm so envious of your room in there. It's like beautiful. Yeah, the lighting and the posters and shit. It's beautiful.
It's like little snippets from my life, like gigs I played, paintings my girlfriend did, and then there's like posters of silly movies from the 80s. There's a lot of Prince, a lot of Zappa, some Reagan Youth that I should tear down and burn.
Yeah, fuck them.
Nah, it's complicated.
okay.
One day I'll tell you not on the podcast.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually a really crazy story. I can't when enough time goes by and I can actually put out a book of what that experience was like. It's going to be a really interesting chapter. Because, man, yeah.
Are you writing? Do you write? Or do you want to write a book?
I can write, and I should be maybe potentially writing, but I know I possess I know I could if I wanted to.
There you go.
But
that's good.
But this is the thing: is am I gonna do it, or am I gonna just talk about it and get in my own way? But I think I have to be an old man before I write my memoirs. I think I have to get to at least 50 before I'm okay, and this was the life I lived.
There you go.
Or
9 years.
Or but that's the thing is if I was trying to write nonfiction or whatever, I could start writing right now. But I'm thinking about the Heroin Diaries. Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue wrote his Heroin Diaries.
Sure.
Mine's gonna be called the Fart Smell Diaries.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. The guy from that shitty band. All right, I gotta go.
No. All right, dude.
Thanks,
this is great.
Thanks, Boy Brooks. I'm gonna go listen to Eminem and dick sucking noises.
I'm gonna listen to Snoop Dogg and Dre and stuff.
No, dude, listen to the crypto skit, A, and then B, find Pause for Porno on Chronic 2001.
Chronic 2001.
It's literally 45 seconds of Dre nutting. You gotta just check it out.
Oh, good. Good stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. What did you say? What did you say about doing this? About when we were talking about the podcast? Your word was unreal or something.
Unreal?
No, let me find it real quick.
Oh, incredible!
Incredible stuff.
Incredible stuff.
This is incredible stuff.
We simply cannot credit it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's incredible. Shaggy 2 Dope and Violent J of the Insane Clown Posse filleting Ken Kniff on record.
Who's Ken Kniff? He's a real music biz guy?
I think he's a fake character on the first 2 Eminem albums. He's
Sweet.
Because there's a skit on the first one where he's it's Ken Kniff. He's leaving all of these messages on Eminem's answering machine. And I think,
yes, I remember.
And I think in the second album, he's getting his dick sucked by Insane Clown Posse. So
that's funny.
Incredible stuff. All right,
incredible stuff.
All right, you hit the button, then it'll be done.
All right, man. Much love.
Thanks, Brooks.
I'm leaving.
Have fun on tour.
Thanks, dude. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. I'm never pressing the button. Sorry.
No, you have to hit the button. Hey, do you like this video? Do you want to see more stuff like it? Well, consider being a patron of my Patreon page, patreon.com/Neil P. If you pledge monthly, you get some perks, you get some exclusive content, and you get to help stuff like this get made on the monthly. Yo, check it out.